Arkadelphia makes its way onto the field. Nashville will do that very soon, and you're going to hear a little bit of crowd noise tonight. We're on the home side, so you're going to hear more Nashville fans. But what you're hearing right now is the Arkadelphia High School Band. They are here in great numbers and supporting their team.
And a band that's had quite a bit of success in their own right, now up to 6 straight state championships in marching, looking to defend that title later this year. But really a great music program out of Arkadelphia.
One of the great things about being here on the home side is that we'll be able to bring you that halftime show, so we're excited about that, as well as this very exciting football game. This is a team in Nashville that has so far played maybe a little higher than expectations. You could say that about Arkadelphia, although I tell you what, Arkadelphia, I think everybody expected the Badgers to be good. They've been so good that they've been ranked number 1 by multiple polls in the state.
And that's been a hard-earned effort for the Badgers. Faced a tough non-conference schedule, 3 good opponents out of the 5A South. And really the only game that didn't give the Badgers too much trouble in the end was Texarkana, but even then it was a little bit of a struggle to pull away at first. 3 really good teams winning in convincing fashion on the road at Camden to start out the year. First road test for the Badgers since then, but really the win that has stood out the most for Arkadelphia was that thrilling victory at Carpenter Haygood Stadium, winning 29-28 over a much improved Hot Springs Trojans team that'll be looking to make a statement in the 5A South this year.
Nashville and Arkadelphia both on the field now. Arkadelphia raring to go, excited about it. The officials are on the field. We're going to have football very, very soon. The pregame show was brought to you by Southern Bancorp. Our first quarter tonight brought to you by Taylor King Law. And we're excited to bring you a Price & Company kickoff here momentarily. I tell you what, we are so thankful for all of our sponsors, and we continue to grow sponsors. We're excited about so many people wanting to be involved with Arkadelphia High School, the Arkadelphia Public Schools, and this football team in particular.
We are definitely grateful for everything that our sponsors do for our broadcast and for the community. It really just goes to show how tightly knit this community is in Arkadelphia because, you know, I like to say sometimes, you know, you got some Reddies in town, you've got some Tigers in town, but at the end of the day, everybody's going to be a Badger.
Yeah, isn't that the truth? Very, very true. Folks are going to join hands over the Arkadelphia Badgers, even if they are sitting on opposite sides of the field for the Battle of the Ravine. Arkadelphia raring to go, but having to wait a little bit longer, not quite 7 o'clock yet. It does look like Nashville's going to come out on the field now, and Arkadelphia will come out very, very soon. Once again, with me on color commentary, as always, the past couple of years, is Coleman Callan. Chris Babb is conquering our difficulties over here, and we're bringing you, we hope, a very nice picture from Coleman Callan, who is our camera operator. Glad to see Jim Rothwell with us this week, as always, running our statistical program. And my name is Jeff Root. My pleasure to be back with you yet again for another season of Arkadelphia football. Arkadelphia, as you see, will receive the opening kickoff, moving from our left to our right here on the home side. Badgers would love a deep kickoff here because they have dangerous return men. We'll see, though, where Nashville decides to put the ball. They've got a few changes to their lineup. They're going to send in one of their best players now, a late addition to the kickoff coverage team. That's Trey Hopkins, number 2, who just came in. He's lined up on the far right side. And now they're going to kind of reposition. It makes you wonder if they're planning something special for this opening kickoff. We'll see. Straight ahead kicker, ready for the kick to put it in play. And it looks like an onside kick, but it won't be. He'll kick it deep. It's going to be returnable from the 13-yard line up to the 20. Nice run to the 30, 35-yard line, down at the 40-yard line. What a nice return by Arkadelphia's Jaquavis Purifoy.
And Purifoy, one of the younger players on this team, but he's already showing some veteran prowess right there with great field vision. Very akin to what we've seen out of Latonio Hughes on returns in recent years, but again right there making his case for being one of the best returnmen on this talented Arkadelphia special teams unit.
Arkadelphia comes to set up now at its own 40-yard line. It is first down and 10 for the Badgers as we get the game underway. As always, Donovan Whitten at quarterback. He has a running back and 4 receivers in the formation. Pass play on first down. That's a completion to a new starter who had a big week last week, or 2 weeks ago when there was last a Badger game. A completion out to the Arkadelphia young sophomore Kyle Reed.
And Kyle Reed only got 4 touches on the ground in that game, but made the most of them, 64 yards rushing. along with 2 rushing touchdowns, and he also had a receiving touchdown as well.
Second down, 4 yards to go. They're going to run. This is Reed. He's hit immediately and knocked down before he can make a first down. That was a big hit. And on the hit was Mikael Johnson, a senior. It kept Reed from falling forward, so he gained a couple, but it is third down, 2 yards to go. Arkadelphia sets up quickly. Nashville in position. A pass across the middle. That's a completion to Babb. Beautiful catch. First down as they cross midfield and move into Scrapper territory.
And that was a good job there by Babb, knowing where the first down marker was, just able to come down with the ball in traffic. Didn't try to make too much out of it, but it's effective, and now Badgers working with a new set of downs.
Flag down. Arkadelphia was in motion, and it's going to nullify a touchdown. Beautiful pass to Babb. He's in the end zone, but it's coming back because one of the receivers was not set at the line of scrimmage. That is unfortunate. Didn't really have an impact on the play. The far right receiver just simply didn't get set, was still moving, and it's a 5-yard penalty against Arkadelphia instead of a touchdown.
Well, we saw it from up here. That play really didn't happen from the start, but if you look at how it was drawn up, that worked to perfection. Had it counted, as Babb was able to get out on his route and had plenty of space, able to haul it in for what would have been a score. Now the Badgers are going to have to try and draw up something again here as they'll back up 5 yards.
First down, 15 yards to go. Ball just inside the 50-yard line, still in Scrapper territory. Officials are lining it up in the center of the field now, and we'll get moving again on first down and 15. First possession of the game for Arkadelphia. The Scrappers have not had the ball yet. And now they get the 5 yards back on the hard count. Well, let's see if that's the case. Now, Nashville would like to believe that an offensive player moved, but since multiple players on defense moved, I think there's no doubt. That was a hard count, and they got their 5 yards back. First down and 10 all over again, back to the 44-yard line.
And this is the first conference game of the year, so we can still expect to see some of those mistakes that haven't quite been ironed out yet from the non-conference schedule. But don't expect too many from these 2 seasoned teams.
On first down and 10. Pass short. That's complete. Bailey has it at the 35-yard line. Breaks the tackle. Spinning at the 31 to the 30 to the 25. Breaks another tackle. He's to the 15, and they're going to knock him down there. But what a big run after the catch by Bailey.
And Bailey with excellent field vision that time, and really great balance is really the start of that play. He stumbled a bit trying to get to the ball, but was able to regain his balance. Got the defense off balance as well, and made a few nice moves on the right side.
First down at 10. Whitten wants to throw to his left. He gets an incomplete pass out there, a little bit behind his receiver, and it was well played by the defense. So they knocked it down incomplete. Intended receiver was Carter Babb.
That was a great heads-up play there by Mendiola as he was able to get in there and cause the pass deflection. And had he been in just a little bit better position, he might have been able to come away with the interception there.
Alex Mendiola is one of the better players on this team for Nashville. He's had a good start to his season. Second down and 10, Arkadelphia. They're going to run it. Here's Reed off tackle. He's going to go for a couple and then be dragged down. Gain of 2, maybe 3 on the play. Look for a moment like you have more yardage, but a good reaction by a defensive lineman, and they're able to bring him down with a gain of only 3 yards. Third down, 7 yards to go. Arkadelphia with the ball between the 12 and 13-yard line. Whitten has 4 receivers, 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Bailey and Hughes to the right side. Campbell and Babb to the left side. And flags go down before the start of the play. Let's see. Looks like it's going to be against Arkadelphia. Something happened before the snap. The flag came down and it ran the play 5 yards against Arkadelphia. Okay, ball between the 17 and 18 now, and Arkadelphia's got to pick up more than 10 for a first down here. Arkadelphia will send Hughes to the left side along with Reed. Empty backfield now. Whitten back there by himself. Let's see if they come after the quarterback or try to cover these receivers. That's a difficult chore. They're going to come after the quarterback. He'll throw to the end zone. Bailey got to it. Touchdown. Oh, no, they called it incomplete. He just didn't quite hang on. It was a beautiful play by Bailey, first grabbing the ball and getting a foot down, but he couldn't hold on to it as he hit the turf, so it was incomplete. He was a little slow in getting up, but he's going to be okay. Man, that was a beautiful pass by Whitten and almost the catch that they were looking for from Bailey, who's a tall receiver and stretched out, almost brought it down. Fourth down.
Looks like they may try it again here as the offense is staying on the field. Looks like it's going to be a similar setup.
They're going to leave Reed in maybe to block for his quarterback this time. Whitten was hit hard. Blitz. Whitten steps up. He's in trouble, and he will not escape that trouble. They have turned it over on downs at the Nashville 24-yard line. The blitz worked on 2 successive plays, although they almost got a touchdown on 3rd down. On 4th down, Whitten could not release the ball, and the sack puts the ball at the 24-yard line. 1st down and 10 for the Nashville offense.
And Jeff, you can expect this to be a battle in the trenches tonight on both sides of the ball. Both teams have strength on those lines, and that time the Scrappers finally winning out after Arkadelphia had provided some good protection for Whitten and Reed throughout the drive.
They got the linebackers in there that time, and it made a difference. Quarterback keeper, he makes a nice cut to the 30-yard line. They're going to drag him down at the 33-yard line, just short of a 1st down. On the carry was the quarterback who's had a very good start to his season, Sloan Perrin. That was a gain of 9, 2nd down and 1. Read option. Now 2 backs in the backfield. Arkadelphia lines up defensively, and they're going to run it to the right side again, and he'll fall forward to the 39-yard line. Pickup of 6 and a 1st down. So good blocking, good running by Nashville on its first 2 plays from scrimmage. Out to the 39-yard line. Nashville with a 1st down and 10. Arkadelphia lines up defensively. 4 receivers in the formation, 3 to the left side. Pass play. This is to their fine running back up to the 45. He will break a tackle. A flag goes down. Now another flag goes down. This might be 2 separate penalties. On the carry was Trey Hopkins, who I think caught a ball that was passed backwards, so it would be a running play. But it will come back anyway, a block in the back. Let's see if there was more than 1 flag. Well, there was more than 1 flag, but I think maybe just 1 penalty. I'm only seeing 1 marked off. Block in the back against Nashville. That puts it back at the 31-yard line. Marked it off from the spot, so it's basically a loss of 8 yards. And they'll get 1st down all over again. 1st down and 18 from the 31. Running formation. The quarterback's going to keep it. He's got some space, but he's hit. Nice open field tackle by Nick Williams. That was very important. He would have had a lot of yards chase if not for that very good tackle.
It was a great keeper there on the read option. That's the 3rd time we've seen the Scrappers turn to that kind of play on this drive. But a great job by Williams, able to make the tackle in open space, as that likely would have gone for double-digit yards.
He got 3, so it's 2nd down and 15 now. Passing formation. Perrin wants to throw it. He'll throw it across the middle, and a flag goes down as the catch was made, but he slipped and fell. 3rd down and long unless the penalty changes that down and distance. Let's see what the officials say. Going to be against Nashville. They had a man downfield, and so Arkadelphia, it looks like, will take that penalty to push him back. Would be 3rd and 11 if they declined it. Instead, they'll take the penalty, so 2nd down now. But they're way back to the 29-yard line now.
That's the 2nd time Nashville's run a pass play, and both of those have been called back on penalties. So we'll see if they go back to the read option or try to air it out once again.
2nd down and 20. Perrin at quarterback will hand off. They'll go with a running play. There is some room there. Good running after the initial hit, but still a gain of only about 5 on the carry by Hopkins.
Wilson coming up with the tackle that time for the Badgers, able to get off his block and make the tackle, but he will have to leave the field here as he lost his helmet there at the end of the play.
3rd down, 15 yards to go. Perrin at quarterback looks over the defense. Now he'll look to the sideline, and they'll call a play. Hopkins is the running back to his right. Perrin will back up and throw the ball. Looking downfield, he throws it short. It's complete. A good tackle made. Now he'll break that tackle, and he might have a 1st down. What a good run after the catch. I think they're going to spot it right at the 50, and that's enough for a 1st down. Just an outstanding play by Todrick Watson on a run after the catch.
Just a high IQ football play there from Watkins. And we'll talk about it here in just a moment as they're already back up to the line, the Scrappers are.
From the 50-yard line, they're going to run it again. Here's Hopkins. He'll make the corner, but he's going to be dragged down with a gain of only about 3 yards, maybe 4. Tell you what, Nashville overcame. 2nd down and 20. They got the 1st down on 3rd down, and now they have the ball in Arkadelphia territory. The back of the football just touching the 47-yard line. So you got about 3.5. Perrin, good-looking quarterback. They have talked about his play being the reason that the team has exceeded expectations so far this year. Hopkins, another major reason for that, is the running back to his left. And they're going to give it to Hopkins. Looking for space, he cuts upfield. He's going to get about 5, short of the first down, but it's third down and short. Ball at the 41-yard line of Arkadelphia, third down, and they need a yard. 3rd and 1. Good blocking at the point of attack, a good running back. They've been able to fall forward, and they only need 1 yard. So Hopkins will not get it. Instead, the quarterback keeps it and loses yardage. It's 4th down. Oh my, a straight ahead attack might get you a yard. They instead pulled it away from the running back. The quarterback kept it, and he was hit in the backfield and lost yardage.
And the Scrappers have run the read option about half a dozen times already. That may have been the lone wrong read there for Perrin, but he really didn't have an option either way. Both options were kind of closed up there by the Arkadelphia defensive line.
Pistol formation this time, running back behind his quarterback. It's 4th down and 3 for the Scrappers at the Arkadelphia 43-yard line. On 4th down and 3, they're going to change the formation. Perrin telling his players where to set up, and they'll run to the left side. Perrin looking for yardage. He's got a first down and more to the 35 to the 31-yard line. They moved a couple of backs, got a couple of extra blockers on the left side, and they were able to hold on to those blocks well enough to really make a nice opening for the quarterback who has some speed. 31-yard line of Arkadelphia. It's first down and 10. We are down to 5:30 left here in the opening quarter. Arkadelphia has had the ball once, had a long drive, but turned it over on downs, and now Nashville in the midst of a long drive of its own. 0-0 is the score. Perrin at quarterback wants to throw. He rolls to his right. He throws, and it's blocked and knocked down. Incomplete. Good play. Good play by Arkadelphia's veteran defensive end, Max Wilson.
And Max Wilson has been causing headaches for offensive lines and for quarterbacks for several years now. Another great play there as he was able to bat the ball away right in the quarterback's face, and he was trying to go after the pick, but the deflection was too strong that time, ends up going backwards.
2nd down, 10 yards to go. Perrin at quarterback. To his right behind the right tackle is his best running back, Hopkins. He wants to throw. Nobody open. He's under some pressure. He'll run, and he'll just get back to the line of scrimmage. It's going to be 3rd down and long.
And that was Marvion Berry blitzing around the right edge that time. He plays at linebacker a lot of times. That's where he was lined up this time. And he had to run all the way across the defensive line as Perrin was going to his left, but Marvion Berry able to wrap him up by his ankles and take him down in the backfield. One of the few times we've seen Nashville's starting quarterback go down here, and this one in the backfield.
Alex Mendiola has checked in at receiver on 3rd down and 12. They lost a couple on that last play. 3rd down and 12. It's a great defensive back, and now checks in at receiver. They're going to run a reverse and get it to Mendiola, and it's wide open down the sideline to the 25, to the 20, to the 15, to inside the 5-yard line. The Badgers over-pursued where they thought the ball was going, and it came back in the opposite direction.
And we've seen some really creative play calling here from the Scrappers early on, and we see now why they've been such a versatile offense early this season. Got to give a shout-out to Lamont Jones not giving up on that play and knocking out the ball carrier before he reached the goal line.
Now with Hopkins behind his quarterback, we think he'll get the ball, and he does. On the inside, he's hit, he spins, he falls into the end zone. That's a touchdown for Nashville, and the Scrappers take the lead with 4:18 left in the first quarter.
And that wasn't an easy 6 points for Hopkins there as he had to fight his way through for that last yard. The Arkadelphia defensive front was a brick wall that time, but he was able to power through and spin his way around to the left side, able to outstretch his arms for the touchdown, and now with the PAT, Scrappers looking to go up by a full 7.
Extra point attempt underway. The kick is up, and the kick is no good. He pushed it off to the right side, perhaps because there was a lot of pressure coming from the left side from the Badgers. They didn't block it, but he did push it off to the right. So it's 6-0 Scrappers. Arkadelphia will have its second possession when we come back with more Arkadelphia football.
Arkadelphia Tire and Outfitters is locally owned and operated by James and Tara Rollins, who were both raised here and continue to be active in our community. Arkadelphia Tire and Outfitters offers a variety of services from engine and transmission replacements to brakes, front end alignments, tire repair and replacement and engine diagnosis on most makes and models. Stop by Arkadelphia Tire and Outfitters at 1802 Pine Street or give them a call today at 870-210-5269. Supporting Arkadelphia for years, Arkadelphia Tire and Outfitters says, Go Badgers!
Internet connection here in Nashville a little bit spotty at times, so I'm not sure if you're getting a clear picture right now, but our equipment is working. We're just working on this internet connection, and we know that we're still on the air, so glad to bring it to you. Arkadelphia set to return this kickoff. The Badgers had a long drive but did not score. They turned it over on downs, did have a touchdown called back in the first drive for Arkadelphia. After that, a long drive of 76 yards for a touchdown by Nashville, including a fourth down conversion. Here is a line drive kick. It will bounce. It will bounce past a Badger inside the 10, picked up at the 8-yard line, returned, and they'll not be able to avoid the Scrappers. Back at the 15, Arkadelphia will set up. So a bouncing football is hard to corral, and a short return gives Arkadelphia a long field.
And Hughes that time tried to recover. It was a valiant effort. He was trying to reverse the field, thought he might have had some green grass around the left edge, but it was just a great coverage effort that time by the Scrapper special teams unit. And now Donovan Witten and company are going to have their work cut out from them. And as you mentioned, Jeff, got to go about 85 yards here to try and get the score.
Arkadelphia stopped itself on the first drive when they had a penalty on a touchdown. And then the Scrappers blitzed and ruined a fourth down play. Here is Whitten. He'll fake a pass. He'll run. He'll make some yardage inside the near the 20. A little bit short of that, but it's a gain on the play. He picked up 3. Second down, 7 yards to go.
Just a strong hit there from the linebacking core of the Scrappers. And you can tell, Jeff, this year really the difference between last year's squad, a huge difference in body language even coming into this one.
Running play for Kyle Reed. He's going to make some yardage, but he'll be dropped between the 22 and 23-yard line. A very important third down play coming.
And we'll see what the Badgers draw up here as they have a few weapons they can go with. They can go to Kyle Reed. They can go to Donovan Witten either through the air or on the ground. And, of course, the great wide receiving core. They've got 4 guys wide right now.
To the left are Babb and Campbell. They want to throw to the left. They'll get the ball, completion, and a first down. Nice play. Babb with the catch.
And, again, not the fanciest play there from Babb as he was just running the simple route and hauling the catch in. But that was all that the Badgers needed right there in order to move the chains. Another crucial third down conversion from the senior.
Babb had the touchdown that was called back on the last possession. This time he ran a short pattern and was open, got the catch for a first down. On first down, they're going to pitch it to Reed. Reed wants to run to the short side of the field. He is pushed down hard, and a flag goes down on the tackle. I think it might be a face mask against Nashville. No gain on the play, but the Arkadelphia Badgers might pick up yardage by penalty. We'll see.
Official is facing forward, and it is indeed a face mask, so Badgers going to get 15 free yards here. Although I don't think Reed would consider that 15 free yards as he went down hard.
He did. Pulled down hard by the face mask. Ball at the 43-yard line. Badgers nearing midfield all of a sudden. First down and 10. Once again to the left side, the receivers are Babb and Campbell. They're lined up near the left tackle this time, changing the formation. 2 receivers to the right side, too. They'll fake the run. They'll throw to the left side. It's Babb again. That's a nice completion. Got about 7 or 8 yards. Well, we'll call it, he stepped out, I guess, at the 48, so a gain of 5. Still a good gain on first down. On second down and 5, the Badgers line up. 2 receivers to the right side, and they're wide. They'll throw to the left side again. Babb on the run after the catch has a first down. Goes down at the 43-yard line of the Scrappers. First down and 10 for Arkadelphia. You get the feeling with these nice completions to the left side, they're setting up a deep pass to the right side.
But right now, Donovan Witten is feeding the hot hand on the left side, and that's Babb. That's already his 4th reception of the game. He's going to line up on the right side this time as there are 3 wideouts bunched together.
Changing the formation, now running. Whitten will throw downfield and throw incomplete. He did a good job of getting that near the receiver Bailey, but where nobody could catch it because Bailey was well covered, and he avoided a sack as he was running backwards. So a good job by Whitten just to avoid a bad play at second down and 10.
And it looked like Bailey was indeed the intended target there as he was trying to catch him on the out route that time. Didn't really line up the way the Badgers wanted.
They did spot the ball at the 42-yard line of Nashville, so it's 2nd down and 10. The Badgers are making their 2nd trip into Scrapper territory. They turned it over on downs the first time. Back to pass, Whitten under pressure. Runs downfield, fires it deep, looking for Hughes. He's got him! Touchdown, Arkadelphia!
And Donovan Whitten making the 42-yard touchdown pass on the run look effortless. But, Jeff, that's not easy to do. He was able to avoid the pressure, find his senior wideout in the form of Hughes, and now Arkadelphia with a chance to go up on top here with a made PAT.
On the run and right on target. Catch and run for the touchdown by Hughes. Long pass by Whitten, and now an extra point by Brock Curry could put Arkadelphia ahead. 2 minutes exactly left in the first quarter. Snap is good. The hold is down. The kick almost blocked, but he made the extra point. Good work by Brock Curry. And it's 7-6. Arkadelphia in the lead. 2 minutes left. We're in the first quarter. A very exciting Taylor King Law first quarter, and we'll be back with more action from the Arkadelphia Badgers.
Now managed by the Van Dorn Group, Sonic of Arkadelphia is ready to get involved in the Arkadelphia community. With the goal of making improvements to the Arkadelphia restaurant, the Van Dorn Group is committed to making Sonic of Arkadelphia one of the best around. Stop by Sonic of Arkadelphia today for a Route 44 slush or drink to go with the great Sonic burgers, tater tots, or french fries. Top it off with your favorite ice cream treat. Visit Sonic of Arkadelphia on 10th Street today and tell them thanks for their support of the Arkadelphia Badgers.
2 minutes left in the Taylor King Law first quarter. Arkadelphia 7, Nashville 6. We want to tell you that we realize there have been a few issues tonight. We are hardwired here in the press box in Nashville, and yet we've had a few internet problems. And yet, we know we've been on the air. We're just not exactly sure how clear your picture is. It looks perfect in our monitors because our equipment is working well, but the internet here in the press box may not be working quite as well. So all we can tell you is right now we seem to have a good signal, and we hope it will stay that way. Arkadelphia's certainly put some joy in the hearts of the visitor side tonight as they just scored to take the lead 7-6. 2 minutes left. Arkadelphia ready for the kickoff. Brock Curry, left-footed kicker, ready to put his foot into it. It will be a high, long kickoff inside the 5-yard line, returnable from that spot to the 15. A nice hit by Purifoy, and they'll bring him down at the 15-yard line. That was a good kick and then good coverage.
And Curry's got such a strong leg. You know, he's always a threat to get it deep within or make it a tough return for the opponent, and that time almost getting the touchback. It does fall a little bit short, but it was a nice long kick that allowed the kick coverage team to get down there and bring down the ball carrier inside the 20. Almost an exact mirror of what happened to the Badgers a few moments ago. Now the Scrappers are going to have to go 85 yards.
And the Arkadelphia defense had some time to talk about what their attack is going to be on this possession as they gave up a long 76-yard touchdown drive on the first possession for Nashville. Nashville converted a 4th down during that drive. Now on first down from the 15, they're going to run to the near sideline. This is a good run by the running back. What a nice run across the 30-yard line. You just don't see that kind of acceleration in too many high school football games. An outstanding running back in Hopkins. He made one good cut, and the Arkadelphia defense, which looked to be in position, just saw him make a nice cut and go by for a good run of 18 yards to the 33-yard line. Nashville sets up again. And they will fake it to Hopkins, and the quarterback, Perrin, will keep it. He's able to make a nice cut himself and fall forward. A good game by Perrin. This running game for Nashville has been impressive.
And when you have two threats in the backfield like Hopkins and like Perrin, that's what makes the read option so dangerous, and that's why Nashville has turned to that play so many times. When you see plays like that in a combination of plays like that in particular, it's easy to see how this team put up 74 points a few weeks ago.
That was an 8-yard run, 2nd down and 2, right back to Hopkins. He will escape a couple of tackles. They're going to bring him down, but it's a good gain and another first down out to the 46-yard line of Nashville. So they're picking up yardage in chunks on running plays with two good young men running the football, that being Hopkins and the quarterback Perrin.
And we already talked about Hopkins' acceleration, but that time we saw the strength again. He used it on the score earlier, but he continues to extend the plays against this strong Arkadelphia defensive front.
On first down, they'd like to pass. They'll throw deep, and the receiver cannot catch up to the football. Well covered deep by Arkadelphia's Michael Brownlee. And the intended receiver, the young man who made such an important fourth down conversion, Todrick Watson, on that first drive, but he was well covered that time.
And a great thing that Brownlee did that time is making that one quick look back towards the football, as sometimes on bang-bang plays like that, you can see PIs called on some tough plays. Usually that's because the defender is not facing towards the ball. They're facing solely at the receiver. That time Brownlee gave it a quick look, made sure he was looking at the football. No penalty, just a great defensive play.
Second down, 10 yards to go. Nashville at its own 46-yard line. They'll bring a man in motion. They're going to hand it to him. The end around is going to get some yardage, good spin move, but he's still down at the 50-yard line. On the carry that time was Alex Sullivan, a wide receiver who cut up field and got 4 yards, but it's third down and 6.
And credit Lamont Jones with the tackle. He's made a couple of good tackles for the Badgers thus far, including a touchdown-saving tackle on that last drive.
Will they throw the ball? Yes, they'll throw a short little out. I think that's actually a lateral, and he's going to get a little yardage, but good work by Arkadelphia. They were ready for it. They threw it wide to try to get out to the flat. Looked like a lateral, but he just got back to the line of scrimmage. Really good game tackling.
And that should be the last play of the first quarter. But like you said, Jeff, just a great reaction there on a little bit of an RPO play. Looked like the quarterback had a chance to either run or pass the ball that time. He chose to go for the quick pass on the screen route, found his man, but he was met by a pack of Badgers on the right side. And when we come back, they're going to have a tough fourth down decision to make near midfield.
Yeah, they're about to move the chains. They appear to have a little bit of confusion about that, but it should be fourth down. The ball is spotted at the 48-yard line. Now they're going to move it back to the other 48-yard line. So they called him down a little earlier than I expected. I thought the ball would be right at the 50. Oh, there was a fumble. Thank you, Chris. There was a fumble I didn't see at the end of the play, and that caused a 2-yard loss. Not a turnover, though. So on fourth down, I think they're going to punt it away. The play didn't work for yardage, and then the fumble cost them 2 yards, so they're at least in punt formation, but the punter, of course, is the quarterback, as that so often happens these days. Mr. Perrin is back, standing at his own 39-yard line, ready for the snap. Arkadelphia doesn't have anyone deep. They are not assuming that this will be a punt, but he's in punt formation. The snap is there. The kick is underway. It is a line drive shot bouncing at the 10. Will go into the end zone. So the Arkadelphia defense held on the second possession by Nashville, and now with a 1-point lead, the Badgers have the ball back.
And really a huge chance here for the Badgers to make this a 2-score game. It'll depend on what they decide to do if they get the touchdown here, as the Scrappers could easily knot it up with a 2-point conversion of their own on another potential score. But Arkadelphia right now really with a chance to try and build on this momentum that they built over the course of the end of the first quarter, going into the second now after their first defensive stop of the game.
Jim Rothwell just handed us a stat, and that is that Donovan Whitten so far in the game is 7 for 10 passing, 106 yards, and of course a touchdown. Here's a running play. Whitten will keep it for 5 yards, 6, 7, 8 yards. Boy, they're having trouble dragging him down, aren't they? He got 9 yards on that carry.
Well, the Scrappers have had some good success with the option. Why don't the Badgers try it here? Donovan Whitten on the quarterback keeper able to get some good yardage. As I was fooled from up here, Jeff. It looked like Kyle Reed had the ball, and that's exactly what the Scrappers defense thought. But Donovan Whitten did indeed have it. He got around the edge and got some good yardage.
Second down and literally inches now. Whitten wants to throw. Deep, nobody open. He'll scramble to his right. Now he's going to run and make a first down and step out of bounds. Got a gain of about 3, but that's plenty. First down and 10.
And it was good pressure that time from the Scrappers' defensive front, as Whitten didn't really have any options downfield. He just tried to get the space to the right side, and he got exactly what he wanted. Was able to get the first down. I think he got even a few more yards than he anticipated.
Checking in for Arkadelphia is Purifoy, and he's going to line up in the backfield. Whitten at quarterback is going to hand it to him. This is Purifoy. The quick runner has got a first down and more. They're going to drag him down at midfield, but what a nice run. The safety did get there before he could break it for a touchdown, but the speed of young Mr. Purifoy took it all the way to the 50. Now the 49-yard line of Nashville is where they mark it. First down and 10. Badgers come to the line quickly. 3 receivers and 2 running backs in the formation. Now they want to pass the ball. Whitten steps up in the pocket, fires it deep downfield. He's got a receiver. Catch is made at the 6-yard line. Bailey caught it and was knocked down. I think they're going to mark it at the 7, but a big gain for Arkadelphia.
That was a beautiful pass that time from Donovan Whitten, but an even greater catch there from Evan Bailey, able to adjust to the ball as it started to die out at the end. He was able to get back to it and able to work around the defenders that time to get the huge gain here for the Badgers all the way down inside the 10, as you mentioned, Jeff. A huge chance now for the Badgers as they're knocking on the door of the goal line.
Kyle Reed is the running back, and he gets the football. He will split 2 defenders and fall inside the 5. There's a gain up to the 4-yard line, so he got 3. Second down and goal. And they're going to mark it closer to the 4-yard line. Yeah, but that's all right. He got 3 yards. Second down and goal from the 4. Reed in the formation again. They're going to hand it to him once more. He's up the middle. This is a touchdown, Arkadelphia.
Great run there from Kyle Reed, similar to what we saw in the Hot Springs game, just a short run up the middle. Got some great protection from the offensive line as they were facing a staunch defensive effort that time from the Scrappers, but opened up a hole just wide enough for Reed to power through for the score. And now Arkadelphia with a chance to make this an 8-point advantage with the PAT here from Brock Curry following that Farm Bureau touchdown.
Couple of good Welch Funeral Home first downs on that drive, and then the touchdown, Farm Bureau touchdown.
And I believe they got encroachment on the PAT attempt, so now they're going to send out the offense to try to go for 2.
All right, so Arkadelphia will send the offense on.
And the importance here, Jeff, is if the Badgers get this, this is going to be a 2-score game.
I formation as they set up. Power I formation. Reed is the tailback, but it's a quarterback sneak, and he's going to make it. That's a 2-point conversion. Whitten is in the end zone. And as was pointed out moments ago by Chase, that's a very important 2 points. It's now Arkadelphia 15 and Nashville 6. 10:03 left. We're in the second quarter. The quarter is sponsored by Turner, Rogers, Manning, and Plyler. Back in a moment with more Arkadelphia Badger football.
You belong at Patterson Federal Credit Union. No matter your financial needs, Patterson has products to help. We offer all types of accounts, savings, Christmas club, and a variety of checking accounts, including one specially tailored to teenagers. Certificates and IRAs are also available. If you're in need of a loan, we can help you with auto, recreation, personal, and home loans. Patterson Credit Union has several strategies to help build or repair credit, including our own credit card program, credit builder loans, and financial counseling. We're proud to have served Clark County for 65 years and look forward to many more years to come. Join us soon. You belong here.
Well, the Badgers have turned this game around, and we think that our internet signal has turned around a bit as things seem to be working well now. So we'll try not to forget to tell you the next time there's a Welch Funeral Home first down, because I tell you what, the Badgers have put a few together. And now that we're not worried about the internet signal quite as much, maybe we'll be back on our game here at Chase as Arkadelphia is set for the kickoff, leading in this game by 9. Kickoff, line drive shot near the sideline, and it will just roll out of bounds before it hits the end zone. So they'll take it out to the 35, first down for the Scrappers.
And here the Arkadelphia defense will be looking to build off the momentum of that last stop. We've seen some really dynamic play calling here from the Scrappers, a lot different from the look that we saw last year. We've seen, really it even starts with the body language. This team looks like they're ready to go out and win this year. That's something that we didn't really see last year. This team knows that they have a lot of weapons that they can work with on the offensive side of the ball, and they've used that to their advantage a few times early in this game. Arkadelphia able to stunt the momentum a little bit, though, on that last drive, and now with the Scrappers on their heels, Badgers will look to fully knock them down here.
Perrin at quarterback, talented runner, and he's thrown the ball well on occasion, but they have run the ball more than they've passed tonight. Man in motion. They're going to fake it to Sullivan. He wants to throw deep down the middle of the field. He fires it deep, and it's incomplete. Really good coverage again by Brownlee.
And that's the second time we've seen that long pass down the field from Perrin, trying to connect with his man on the left side. And it's a similar result to what we saw on the previous drive. Results in an incompletion. So we'll see if the Scrappers can iron out that miscommunication on that one play, as it's been a pretty good setup. Just haven't been able to execute it quite yet.
2nd down and 10. The Scrappers set up at their own 35-yard line. They're going to run the ball. This is the quarterback. Perrin will keep it. Nice cut, and he's got 10, 12, 14 yards up to the 49-yard line. It looked like the Badgers were in position, but he made a nice cut, and he is a quick quarterback. Perrin doing a nice job.
And some quarterbacks, you know, they're afraid about running in traffic. That's not the case with Perrin. He was running right into the thicket there. He was able to maneuver his way through and pick up the first down for Nashville.
Nashville from its own 49 wants to pass. Now they're going to run, and he's going to make some yardage. Pass play wasn't there, so he immediately decided to run. Hard collision at the end of the play. Shoulder pad to shoulder pad. Everybody's okay. Ball at the Arkadelphia 47-yard line. And that was a pickup of 4 at 2nd down and 6. Perrin kind of taking the game in his own hands right now, although you would think at some point soon he's going to hand it to Mr. Hopkins, who is a great running back. But Perrin doing a nice job right now on 2nd down and 6. He will hand it to Hopkins. Hopkins off tackle is hit hard, but somehow he's going to fall forward anyway. He's a little bit short of the first down, but he did a nice job, despite a hard hit, of being able to fall forward and get within a yard of a first down. So it's 3rd down and 1. Nashville at the Arkadelphia 42-yard line. Haven't been calling the names of the receivers for Nashville because they haven't played a big role so far. It is going to be the quarterback keeping the ball. He's hit hard. I don't think he got there. I think it's 4th down.
Similar situation to what we saw on the last drive, trying to catch the defense off guard with a little bit of a delay. This time the quarterback keeping it for himself rather than passing it out, but he is stuffed in the backfield. Now again, the Scrappers are going to be faced with a tough decision in 4-down territory. This time, though, coming from enemy territory. We'll see what they do on the 4th and short situation.
No gain at all. He's a full yard short. It is 4th down, and clearly they're going to go for it at the Arkadelphia 42. Quarterback will run it. He will keep it. He will fall forward and make the first down. The second time they've converted on a 4th down, this time for much shorter yardage. He needed 1, and he got 2 to the 40-yard line. And a Scrapper is down. And so we are going to take a break ourselves as they will look after one of the offensive linemen who was injured on the play for Nashville. 7:55 left in the second quarter, sponsored by Turner, Rogers, Manning, and Plyler. And we'll be back with more action in this game that Arkadelphia leads 15-6.
Locally owned and operated, Welch Funeral Home has been serving the Arkadelphia community since 2005. Our goal at Welch Funeral Home is to offer every family that will allow us to serve them the most caring, dignified, professional service at the most affordable price. With over 40 years of experience in the funeral home industry, owner Tim Welch and Welch Funeral Home have also been longtime supporters of the Arkadelphia Badgers and Lady Badgers. Contact Welch Funeral Home at 870-230-1400 or visit them at 202 South 4th Street near downtown Arkadelphia.
The injured Scrapper is all right. It's Andrew Peebles, important returning starter for this team from last year. He did come off after a moment under his own power, and I think we'll probably see him again. He looked pretty healthy. From the 40-yard line of Arkadelphia, it's 1st down. They're going to run it right up the middle with Hopkins. He will get 4 yards to the Arkadelphia 36-yard line. Good work on the tackle that time. Couple of Badgers, including Hayden Harper, on the tackle.
Hopkins getting his first touch in a while there on the carry up the middle, able to get some solid yardage, but a good job there by the Arkadelphia defensive front, plugging up the hole quickly and limiting the damage.
2nd down, 6 yards to go. Pass play. Now under pressure, he'll throw short. He throws a complete pass. Very nice pass. Good tackle immediately by Browning. Just depends on the spot. They might give him the 30-yard line on a 1st down. Not quite. Going to be a yard short. He was down at the 31 because Brownlee made an immediate tackle.
Really strong coverage that time from the Badgers, and it was tough to tell from this vantage point, but it looked like that may not have even been the intended receiver that time, as it looked like Mendiola had a little bit more space, but he found the man on the far left side.
Handoff. This is Hopkins. He's hit immediately, and I don't know. He may not have made it. This may be 4th down again. I think he's going to be a half-yard short. 3rd down and 1 becomes 4th down and about a half-yard. That's the first time I can remember that Hopkins was not able to make a spin move or find some way to fall forward. He did not. But they lack only about a foot. 4th down and much less than a yard. I'd say about a foot. Maybe a couple of toes. Perrin, with a blocking back in front of him, might just keep it. We'll see. He will instead hand it off. Hopkins is hit immediately, but he is going to fall forward, and this is going to be a 1st down. Good job by Hopkins. Hit by a defensive lineman, but was able to spin a little bit and fall forward to the 29 for a 1st down.
And Hopkins does such a great job of extending plays like that. He's not going to shy away from the contact, and that time he knew he was facing a hard hit, but he was able to maneuver just enough to extend around and pick up the 1st down. That's about the 3rd time we've seen that from him here tonight.
He wasn't going to break that tackle, but he was able to fall forward and make the 1st down. From the Arkadelphia 29, it's 1st down and 10. They're going to fake a handoff in the backfield, and the quarterback winds up keeping it. He is brought down and brought down hard, and flags go down. I think they're going to call a horse collar on Arkadelphia. Ball at the 29. He was tackled hard. I couldn't tell if the hand was inside the collar or not, but by the fashion of Perrin spinning around, I think that may in fact be the call. It is a horse collar, and it is a personal foul, therefore, in a 1st down. Big penalty against Arkadelphia, as Perrin was able to hang on to the football, and he's up and all right. It didn't injure him at all. Ball inside the 15, marked at the 14-yard line. 1st down and 10 as Nashville tries to get on the board for the 2nd time. They scored on their 1st possession, punted on their 2nd possession. Trying to get back on the board here with Arkadelphia leading at 15-6. Long possessions by both of these teams, and so the first half has kind of melted away here. We're under 5:10, 5:07 now left in the first half. And a run to the left side. This is a good run by Hopkins. He is going to be tripped up at the 10-yard line, but my goodness, it looked like he was a step away from breaking a tackle and making a touchdown. Good run by Trey Hopkins, who's looking very strong tonight.
And Nick Williams came up with the tackle there. He knew that Hopkins was going to be able to make a play with his legs, so he took out his legs that time, able to wrap him up low. And that's what halted the forward progression that time. Really good play there from Williams.
From the 10, 2nd down and 6. He only got 4 yards, but it sure looked like a dangerous run by Hopkins. So a good tackle by Williams to stop him with a gain of 4. On 2nd down and 6. The quarterback. Good fake, and he'll keep it. He will dance, and then he's going to bounce around inside the 13 near the 12-yard line. 3rd down coming. They'll put it down at the 12. They need 2 more. 3rd down and 2. A long 2, though. 3rd down and a little bit more than 2. He is going to fake it to his running back and keep it, and he'll be hit. Good job by Arkadelphia. In on that tackle. That was Vandenborg, who just stood up the quarterback and caused a 4th down. They're going to spot the ball at the 6-yard line, or just between the 5 and 6, and so they lack just about a full yard. They got to go inside the 5.
And I think there was a little bit of miscommunication that time on the transfer between the quarterback and the halfback, as it looked like it was designed to go the halfback originally.
4th down play, running play, and a gain, and I think he probably has enough for the 1st down. We'll just have to see where the spot is. Tough running on the inside by Perrin. I think they're going to say it's a 1st down at the 4. So 1st down and goal at the Arkadelphia 4-yard line, and the quarter just keeps melting away. 3:16 left before halftime.
And credit another scrapper 1st down to the courage of Perrin. He's had the walls close in on him several times on those tough plays, but he hasn't shied away, has just kept charging forward, and again he picks up another crucial first down for the Scrappers, now setting up 1st and goal.
Hopkins and Perrin, it's their show tonight for Nashville. Perrin wants to keep it. He's inside the 5, hit hard. He'll make it maybe just past the 4, close to the 3. And it's 2nd down and goal. They're going to spot it at about the 3.
Looked like Katie Young was the one to take him down that time. Good read that time on the elusive quarterback, who the Badgers have had a tough time bringing down even on those plays up the middle, but able to do so that time to bring up 2nd and goal.
Fernando Perez is a really strong blocking back behind the left guard. And they're going to run behind him. This is the tailback into the end zone. That is Hopkins with a touchdown. Arkadelphia will slip back to a 1-possession lead now, as Nashville's going to be able to get close. Good run by Hopkins behind his blocking back Perez.
And we've talked about the elusiveness and really just how quickly Hopkins gets out of the backfield, but again, we see the strength here. Facing some contact, harsh contact up the middle, but able to spin his way through, found the opening, and able to get a crucial score here for the Scrappers.
Extra point attempt is up and blocked. No good. Arkadelphia once again prevents it.
That was Nick Williams with the block. That's the 2nd time he's blocked a PAT, and the last time that happened, Badgers got some good momentum heading into the locker room at Camden Fairview. We'll see how that play changes things here going into the rest of the first half.
So the Scrappers have 2 touchdowns, but only 12 points on the evening so far. Arkadelphia a couple of touchdowns and 15 points with a 1-point conversion and a 2-point conversion. 3-point lead for Arkadelphia, 2:15 left before halftime. And you just can't count out this Badger offense. They have been so strong. 2:15, even though the quarter, as I said, was melting away. There's plenty of time for Mr. Whitten to get the ball downfield.
And we saw it a few weeks ago against Hot Springs. Badgers had to run the 2-minute offense in that case in order to win the game, and they did everything that they had to do with a minute 26 left on the clock. And it's been a similar case here tonight to what we've seen all season long. The only time that the Badgers have scored on their first possession was that first game against Camden Fairview. Hasn't stopped Arkadelphia in previous games as they were able to come back against Hot Springs and really put on a dominant performance against Texarkana. But here tonight, again, got stopped on the first drive, but Arkadelphia's had no problem since.
And the Badgers would love to score on this last possession of the first half, because Nashville will get the ball first in the second half. Here's a high kickoff inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. Returned up the middle of the field to the 20-25. There's a broken tackle by Hughes. He's to the 40. He's to the 50. Latonio Hughes to the 40, to the 30. He's got it to the 10. Touchdown Arkadelphia, Latonio Hughes.
And a long overdue kick return there for Latonio Hughes. He's been waiting for that kick 6 a long time. He's had a lot of great returns at Arkadelphia, but that time he was able to find the green grass ahead of him, able to win a foot race down the right side. We've mentioned it on a few broadcasts throughout the year. There are very few foot races that Latonio Hughes is going to lose when he's out in open space.
Brock Curry on for the extra point attempt. Arkadelphia has responded to that long touchdown drive by Nashville with a kickoff return for a touchdown by Latonio Hughes. Curry ready for the kick. Now the official says, wait just a moment. Let me be ready as well. And now they're going to blow the whistle, and I think everybody is ready. Carter Babb on the hold. The kicker is Brock Curry, the senior. The snap is good. The kick is up, and the kick is right down central. It is Arkadelphia 22, Nashville 12. 10-point Badger lead on that long kickoff return by Hughes with 2:02 left here in the second quarter. We'll be back with more Arkadelphia Badgers football.
Whether you realize it or not, you see the work of Bats and Signs all around Arkadelphia. When you see the Badger equipment trailer on the way to a Badger game, Bats and Signs did that. When you're watching the Badgers, Tigers, or Reddies and see the signage that just really makes their facilities pop, Bats and Signs did that too. You see the signage in downtown Arkadelphia, on the campuses of Ouachita and Henderson, or the sign in your neighbor's yard supporting a candidate or their favorite Badger? Yep, Bats and Sign did that too. Longtime residents and supporters of all things Arkadelphia called Mark, Jared, Chris, or Ryan at Bats and Signs today to see what they can do for you.
91-yard kickoff return, touchdown, Latonio Hughes and Arkadelphia. The Badgers have a 22-12 lead over Nashville, 2:02 left here in the second quarter. And now it becomes a matter of, can Mr. Perrin get the Scrappers back down the field? He's got 2:02 left to do it.
He's been very efficient here tonight, but we really haven't seen him tested against the clock. That's going to be the case here, although the Scrappers would like to see what happened to the Badgers just a few moments ago. A nice kick return. No chance for that here, though, as that one goes out of bounds.
Yeah, he kicked it to the sideline, and it just took a sideways bounce at the 7 and bounced out of bounds. And so Nashville will set up 65 yards away, and they do have 2:02 left. Perrin has a good enough arm, but their most effective plays, as Chase was saying, they've been running plays. So we'll see what they're going to do with 2:02 left. They don't show a kicking game, so they really need to put the ball in the end zone if they're going to score. They have missed an extra point. They have had one blocked by Arkadelphia. The Badgers have made 2 one-point conversions, and then after a penalty on Nashville, they decided to go for 2, and they made it. So the Badgers are looking good. 3 touchdowns and 22 points. On first down, 2 running backs in the backfield. That's interesting. Perrin from the shotgun will keep it. He will make a few yards. That's going to eat up a little bit of clock. We'll see if they'll use a timeout after a gain of only 3. Scrappers still have 3 timeouts.
I think we have a timeout called here, but that was on the Badgers actually calling the timeout here, wanting to talk things over following the first down run.
Yeah, I think they're talking about that formation that Nashville had and some things that Arkadelphia might look for. So that stops the clock with 1:51 left before halftime. Arkadelphia 22 and Nashville 12. We'll be back with more Arkadelphia Badgers football after this.
You belong at Patterson Federal Credit Union. No matter your financial needs, Patterson has products to help. We offer all types of accounts, savings, Christmas club, and a variety of checking accounts, including one specially tailored to teenagers. Certificates and IRAs are also available. If you're in need of a loan, we can help you with auto, recreation, personal, and home loans. Patterson Credit Union has several strategies to help build or repair credit, including our own credit card program, credit builder loans, and financial counseling. We're proud to have served Clark County for 65 years and look forward to many more years to come. Join us soon. You belong here.
Second down, 6 yards to go after a gain of 4 by the quarterback Perrin. He's got 4 receivers in the game, and he wants to throw. Back deep, he'll throw across the middle. That's a completion up to midfield and more. Running with the football and now being stopped at the Arkadelphia 44-yard line. Good run after the catch by Alex Sullivan.
And the Scrappers have had some trouble getting the passing game working for them up to this point. They've had some explosive plays at times. Another big pickup there for Nashville. We'll see if they can keep the momentum rolling.
1:34 left, clock running, a pass to the flat. Nashville will not gain yardage on this one, and they will keep the clock running. They had him down before he fell out of bounds. Now they're going to stop the clock. Let's see if there's a timeout by Nashville. And, in fact, it's Arkadelphia that will call a timeout. So Arkadelphia with the timeout, 1:23 left before halftime. Arkadelphia with a 10-point lead. That was a 2-yard loss. And when we come back, we'll have more of the second quarter action from Turner, Rogers, Manning, and Plyler. Coming right back to you with this exciting football game.
Imagine a place where children can feel safe, a place where kids are empowered and accepted. In this place, you are special, you are unique, you are loved. Imagine a place where you can have fun every single day. We are that place.
.123 left, second quarter action. Arkadelphia 22, Nashville 12. Now Nashville has the ball at the Arkadelphia 45-yard line, we're going to call it. Ball just past the 46, close enough to the 45 to call it the 45. It's second down. They need 12, though, after a loss of a couple. And Arkadelphia sets it up defensively. Lots of discussion defensively for Arkadelphia, not just about getting the ball back, but about how to stop Nashville as they turn to a passing game. Instead, they're going to run the ball, and here's Hopkins, who's hit immediately and will fall forward back to the original line of scrimmage. What good work by Arkadelphia. On the tackle for the Badgers was Caden Young.
We're going to have a timeout called here as Maybe the Badgers wanting to get the ball back before the half. It's going to be 3rd down for the Scrappers here when we resume action.
And we'll be back after this.
At Southern Bancorp, we are wealth builders for everyone. We see building wealth as helping people succeed in creating strong financial futures. For some, it's having tools to build credit and buy a first home. For others, working with our award-winning SBA team to launch or grow a small business. And still others might use our unique savings plan today to save for tomorrow's dreams. Wherever you are in your wealth building journey, Southern Bancorp can help. Stop by or visit banksouthern.com to get started. Southern Bancorp, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
1:16 left. Very interesting last 2 minutes of this first half. Arkadelphia, it would seem, really would like to have the ball one more time in this half.
And really, it's an interesting contrast here because if you're the Scrappers, what do you do here? Do you try and run the ball to keep the clock rolling and make sure that the Badgers, don't have a chance to try and score, or do you take the long shot downfield and risk of stopping the clock?
Let me take that back. I think something has been corrected because now they're showing just 1 timeout left for Nashville and 2 timeouts left for Arkadelphia. So I think one of those signals went the wrong way on a timeout. Here's a running play. Good run. First down yardage up to the Arkadelphia 31-yard line. Right up the middle. Good trap blocking and good run by Perrin for Nashville at the 31-yard line. 1:11 left as they move the chains, and then they'll start the clock again as Nashville does have just 1 timeout left.
And talk about a tendency breaker there with the quarterback keeper on 3rd and long, but Perrin able to make the most of it, got plenty of space up the middle.
Here's a pass play, some blitzing Badgers. He'll run and make it back to the line of scrimmage in 1 more yard. Marvion Berry put pressure on the quarterback. He ran it up the middle, and he stopped, and they're going to have to call a timeout. They're going to call their last timeout. Nashville will, or they were going to lose a lot of time after a running play on what was designed to be a pass. Ball near the 30-yard line of Arkadelphia now, but it is 2nd down and long with only 49 seconds left.
Rise Counseling and Diagnostics is a member of the Pediatrics Plus family and offers behavioral health services to children, teens, and families. Their goal is to identify and address the needs of every client individually for their emotional, intellectual, social, and academic goals. Rise provides an array of individual and family counseling services as well as learning disability testing. You can receive services at the Pediatrics Plus Arkadelphia Clinic on 702 Hickory here in Arkadelphia or via telehealth. To learn more about how they can serve your family, visit riseforfamilies.com.
Dairy Queen is the sponsor also of Arkadelphia football. We are so proud to have Dairy Queen in Arkadelphia and one of our sponsors, as they are anxious to support Arkadelphia High School, the Arkadelphia Public Schools, and this football team. On 2nd down and long, back to pass is Perrin. He wants to get it across the middle. That ball is picked off. Arkadelphia with the interception as Williams picked it off. 1st down Badgers with 44 seconds left.
Well, Jeff, we were talking about it on the car ride down here. Nick Williams was due for a big play in the secondary. He got it right there. Scrappers had some momentum, but now Nick Williams able to try and flip things here with an INT, and Arkadelphia is going to get what they wanted, a chance to get the ball and try to move it down the field with less than a minute to go.
That's a pass that was thrown on a rope. It was headed right to the receiver, but Nick Williams expected it, was ready for it, stepped in front of the receiver, and got the interception. 1st down, Arkadelphia. Ball at its own 23-yard line, 44 seconds left. Whitten will roll to his right. He'll throw to the sideline, complete to Babb, and he'll step out of bounds at the 31-yard line. Good play. That only took a few seconds, and they got about 8 yards.
Looks like the Badgers are going to try to hurry up here. They've got the momentum rolling right now, not wanting to take any time, keeping the defense on its heels.
3 receivers to the left side, including Hughes, and they're going to throw to the right side. That is incomplete, in and out of the hands of Kyle Reed on the sideline. Would have been a short game, but would have been a 1st down. It's 3rd down coming now.
Not a bad idea there to try and go to Reed. He was able to run a solid route that time, just unable to corral it. But a lot of times when you see passes thrown his way, Reed's going to haul it in and do some damage.
Reed and Bailey to the top of your screen. 3 receivers to the bottom of the screen. The one in the middle is Latonio Hughes. Watch him. Back to pass is Whitten. He wants to throw deep, and he will hit Hughes at midfield. He'll be tackled at the 48-yard line. That's a nice gain now into Scrapper territory. With 24 seconds remaining, they're going to move the chains.
And Witten's just going to go for the spike here.
He does. And they'll stop the clock. Maybe a second went off there a little bit after the play. Let's see if they're going to change that. A little bit slow to the draw on the clock. And they're going to leave it at 19 seconds, I believe, or maybe they're going to change it. Is he saying 21? I think they're going to wait for the clock to be changed, and it should be. It was running after the play was over. They're waiting on it. Still says 19. Arkadelphia, in the meantime, has plenty of time to talk about what play he'd like to run next. And the Badgers are set, but they're still waiting on the clock. Can't start the play yet. Still waiting on the clock. The head official is going to walk closer to the press box. He's trying to yell to the press box, but it's a long way. Now they got it fixed. Good job. Good job. 21 seconds left. Badgers at the 48-yard line of Nashville. Arkadelphia sets it up. Whitten deep, wants to throw the ball deep. He'll fire the ball deep across the middle of the field. Incomplete. Just a little bit underthrown. He had an open receiver deep, but it was knocked down instead by the young man who had a nice play earlier, Todrick Watson. Knocked it down incomplete.
And had Watson not been there, I believe that Hughes still would have come down with the ball. But the deflection caused the ball to ricochet off the line, and that right there could have been a touchdown-saving play for the Scrappers, as Hughes had a good beat on the defense that time.
They made it another one right here. I would think that at some point they're going to bring pressure to Whitten, and they do this time, and they're going to get to him. They're going to bring him down at the Arkadelphia 45-yard line. You had to figure that they would need to do that because with time, Whitten can throw the ball in a small window. So fourth down coming, and Arkadelphia will let the time expire. So Arkadelphia does not get a score in its last possession with just a few seconds left. But still, the Badgers have a 10-point lead here at halftime. It's Arkadelphia 22, Nashville 12. We have reached halftime. We'll come back to you soon with the halftime report given and sponsored by Southern Bancorp.
Hey, I didn't order any pizza.
Jake from State Farm. After you saved me so much dough on insurance with that Parker promo, I devised a promo for you.
Here's the deal, Parker. State Farm offers everyone surprisingly great rates.
Right. Pepperoni pockets.
Cuckoo Crusties.
There's no promo, it's just great rates.
And a cider ranch.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Austin Wingfield in Arkadelphia today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Under perfect conditions, your car traveling at 65 miles per hour can stop in about 300 feet. That's the length of a football field.
But a fully loaded tractor trailer, one that weighs 80,000 pounds, will take 2 football fields to stop. And that's if the driver is rested, paying attention, and the truck and load is properly maintained.
If you're in an accident with a big truck, call 1-800-CAR-WRECK.
Get the experienced team that's going to be on your side, by your side.
Price & Company Insurance is the area's only trusted choice independent insurance agency. What is that, you might ask? An independent insurance agency works for you, the customer, and not the insurance companies. So the next time you're shopping for home, auto, business, life, or health insurance, we invite you to experience an unprecedented level of customer service and expertise. Call or click for a quote today.
At Eccles, Thompson, and Kneebone CPA, we seek to provide accounting, tax, and financial planning services to individuals and small businesses with proficiency and integrity. Serving Arkadelphia since 1977, our staff looks forward to meeting your financial goals of today and also becoming your financial advocate for life. Visit us at 205 North 25th Street or call 246-8991 today. Eccles, Thompson, and Kneebone LTD says go Badgers.
Welcome back to Scrapper Stadium on the campus of Nashville High School. This is the Southern Bancorp halftime show as the Arkadelphia Badger Pride Marching Band is making its way onto the field, and we'll hear their show when they begin. Steve Patterson just announced the band, and so we will turn it over to the Arkadelphia High School Badger Pride Marching Band.
Arkadelphia Public Schools are proud to present a halftime performance. Drum major Jency Thomas and the Arkadelphia High School Badger Pride Marching Band.
Arkadelphia High School Badger Pride Marching Band performing their first part of their competition show. And they will be back on the field next Friday night at Badger Stadium, All-Care Field at Badger Stadium for the first home game of the 2022 season. A homecoming next Friday night, a 7 p.m. kickoff as Arkadelphia hosts Mina. Will be the homecoming queen coronation at 6:30, 6:25, 6:30. The Badgers will host the Bearcats of Mina, and then you'll get to see the band, the competition, or the show, a little bit more of that show, as they'll have a big day of practice tomorrow as well. This is Chris Babb. This is the Southern Bancorp halftime show. Chris Babb with Jim Rothwell, and Jim is going to bring some of our first half statistics. And Arkadelphia spread it around pretty good on offense. Nashville, it's going to be the Sloan Perrin totals pretty much. Trey Hopkins also ran really well for Scrappers, but bring us a little statistical update.
Yeah, it's a contrast of two offenses here. You've got Nashville, who ran for 173 yards and rushed for 32. You've got a great quarterback in Perrin for them, 14 carries for 65 yards, and then Hopkins with 18 carries for 65 yards. That's their offense. You contrast that with Arkadelphia, and you've got 173 yards passing and 39 yards rushing. So it's a contrast of the rushing offense against the passing offense. Donovan Whitten for Arkadelphia was 10 out of 16 for 173 yards. Did have the 1 TD as well. Great job there on that, spreading the ball around again. Carter Babbs had a big night, 6 receptions for 55 yards. Hughes had a big one, 1 reception for 42, and almost had another one as well, just a little bit over, again, broken up there at the end. Bailey had 2 catches early for 76 yards, but we haven't seen them go back to much to him in the second quarter there. Rushing, Reed carried 5 times for 17 yards, and then, of course, Whitten did his job, 5 carries for 4 yards, but some of those came with a couple of sacks and losses there mixed in. We haven't seen Donovan run as much tonight as he has in the past, because the passing game is there. There have been several times it could have been even more big plays there. So it's a contrast, and we'll see how that carries out in the second half. If Arkadelphia had been able to put some points on the board, particularly a touchdown on that last time possession, it would be a real interesting game. Even though Nashville gets the ball to start the second half, the Scrapper offense is not really built to come back from down 17 points like that. And so it would have been really interesting, but they're not. So it's, again, our score at halftime is 29-12 and or 22-12.
Could have been 29.
Yeah, 29 was what I was hoping for.
You know, it was just about 1 foot underthrown there by Donovan. He started getting some pressure and had Latonio deep, and
couldn't quite get it to. Didn't quite get enough on it.
Right, the defensive back he was actually playing safety on this side, the near side of the field on the camera. He went to the middle of the field, and he's a long receiver, D-back, and he got that hand up there just enough to keep it from going into the arms of Latonio Hughes.
He was a tall receiver, long arms, and just enough to tip that ball away, because Latonio had beaten his the defensive back on that side there and was open. And Donovan just needed a little more time to be able to get enough under it to get it to him. But good first half for the Badgers. They began to settle in a little bit on defense. That first drive, it was just boom, boom, boom down the field for Nashville. Second possession, third possession, Nashville, we saw the defense begin to figure things out a little bit. But again, Hopkins and Perrin are both just 2 great athletes, 2 strong runners, and we'll see how it comes out in the second half then.
Kyle Reed getting the start at running back and most of the carries. Jaquavis Purifoy also came in, had a couple of big carries. The first time we've seen that 2-back set with Donovan back there. D'Angelo Buckley is the starting running back for the first 3 games of the season. He is here, just not dressed out. He's in his white uniform, so he's battling an injury, and so hope D'Angelo gets well. But having that Purifoy and Kyle Reed, a couple of sophomores in that backfield, Purifoy gave a good little change of pace when he came in for that run.
That speed. You got Reed is pretty powerful, but you put Purifoy, and he just sort of darts through and finds his hole. And then when he does, that burst of speed sends him through. He came very close to busting that one, if not for the safety making the tackle on that one.
It's a big weekend in Arkadelphia. Would like to say hello to those who may be able to hear us. I know there's a big group on the big screen in downtown Arkadelphia, the Arkadelphia Arts Festival this weekend. invite you to check out the Arkadelphia Arts Festival tomorrow. Big weekend on the campus of Ouachita Baptist University, Tiger Serve Day, and also then a big GAC football matchup tomorrow night at Cliff Harris Stadium between the number 7 Harding Bisons and the number 9 Ouachita Tigers. That kickoff is at 7 o'clock. Henderson State is in Magnolia to face the Southern Arkansas Mule Riders. Both Ouachita and Henderson trying to remain undefeated as they make way through their Great American Conference schedule. So would like to say hello to those who may be watching downtown at the Arkadelphia Arts Festival. It's halftime. Arkadelphia 22, Nashville 12. Chris Babb, Jim Rothwell here in the Southern Bancorp halftime show. And Jim, when you take a look at coming back out, it will be Nashville's ball. So that's why that stop, late in Nashville's drive right before halftime, Nashville called a timeout, then Arkadelphia called a timeout, and a big third and long draw play from Sloan Perrin gave Nashville a first down around the 35-yard line of Arkadelphia. I believe there was 1 minute and 11 seconds left on the clock. You're thinking, man, that could have been the play that gives momentum to Nashville, and they get the ball coming out. That's why that Nick Williams interception was so big. But now the Arkadelphia defense is going to have to come out and get a stop on this first possession to keep this a 2-possession game. Yeah, hopefully they made some adjustments to the RPO stuff that they're trying to run. And, again, it's hard with those two great running backs. But that's going to be the key. Coming out of that second half, can we get a stop real quick, get the ball back, and get that 3-score lead, really? And again, way Nashville's offense is built, it will be very hard for them to come back from down 3 scores. It is halftime. This is the Southern. Sorry, Jim. Go ahead. I was going to say, with their kicking game, basically they're going to have 3 touchdowns, because I don't think from what we've seen that it's going to be a field goal in there. You have a missed extra point on the first Nashville touchdown, little pressure, and then Nick Williams got around to making the block on the second extra point. So your point is a valid one, as the kicking game from Nashville has not given them much production tonight. 3:45 remaining in halftime. The Nashville Scrapper Band is on the field performing for their home crowd. You heard the Arkadelphia Badger Pride Marching Band. Now they are watching the Nashville Band as they wrap up. This is the Southern Bancorp Badger pregame show. Halftime, Arkadelphia 22, Nashville 12, and we'll be back to wrap up the halftime show after this timeout. We'd like to thank all of our sponsors, these sponsors that local businesses in Arkadelphia that have really supported our school district and our students. Southern Bancorp, Austin Wingfield State Farm, Taylor King Law, Price & Company, Eccles, Thompson & Kneebone, Southwest Sporting Goods, Java Primo, Turner, Rogers, Manning & Plyler, Drs. Rob and Gary Rucker, Clark County Farm Bureau, Welch Funeral Home, Blake Bell Wealth Services, Raymond James, that's Blake Bell, South Central Connect, R&T Dixon Enterprises, Arkadelphia Tire and Outfitters, Sonic of Arkadelphia, Patterson Federal Credit Union, Batson Signs, Pediatrics Plus, Dairy Queen, and Rise Counseling. Would also like to thank Providence Veterinary Care. They're the sponsor of our third quarter that you'll see when we come back from the break. And then our post-game sponsor, as always, is Carrie Garnett Blend Luxury Real Estate. Friend Carrie Garnett out in San Diego. Again, this is the Southern Bancorp halftime show. Arkadelphia 22, Nashville 12. We'll be back with the third quarter after this timeout. You're watching Arkadelphia Badger football on ArkadelphiaBadgerTV.com. As a family-owned sporting goods supplier since 1950, Southwest Sporting Goods understands the value of customer service and is committed to providing the best quality customer service and merchandise available. Southwest Sporting Goods is located in Arkadelphia, but also has salesmen that cover the entire state of Arkansas to help ensure that their customers will receive the best customer service and pricing that can be found. Southwest Sporting Goods, located in downtown Arkadelphia, supporting the Badgers since 1950.
Locally owned and operated, Java Primo is the official coffee house of ArkadelphiaBadgerTV.com. At Java Primo, amazing coffee is just the beginning. In addition to coffee, drinks, and desserts, we also have wonderful options for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Shop our gift selection 24/7 online at javaprimo.com or visit us on Main Street in historic downtown Arkadelphia. Java Primo Coffee House, Cafe, and more says, Go Badgers!
Turner Rogers Manning and Plyler CPA is a longtime supporter of the Arkadelphia Public School District. Turner Rogers Manning and Plyler has established a reputation for providing clients with outstanding services that include auditing, accounting, and tax and business consulting. Contact Turner Rogers Manning and Plyler today at 870-246-4563 or
Doctors Gary and Rob Rucker are proud sponsors of this Arkadelphia Badger broadcast. Dr. Gary and Rob Rucker supporting the Badgers since 1996.
Get real attention on your auto insurance. Get real auto, home, and life insurance. Get Farm Bureau Insurance.
call Clark County Farm Bureau today at 870-246-4554.
And we are back at Scrapper Stadium in Nashville, Arkansas, getting ready to resume action with the second half of play here between the Nashville Scrappers and the Arkadelphia Badgers. I'm Chase Hartzell, and joining me is Dr. Jeff Root. And Jeff, both of these teams looking to get a bad taste out of their mouths. For Arkadelphia, looking to avenge a loss the last time they were here at Scrapper Stadium in 2018, and for Nashville, looking to avenge a loss from last year against the Badgers 42-14. Thus far, Badgers on top.
I tell you what, hasn't it turned into a beautiful night here? It's 76 degrees right now, clear night in Nashville. It was about 86 degrees when we started, Chase. That sun went down and things cooled off very, very quickly. Large crowd here. They had a cheerleading clinic before the game here in Nashville. Big crowd out to see the Arkadelphia-Nashville game on the home side, and a very large crowd. I mean, the visitor stands are large here. I mean, larger than most of the schools that Arkadelphia plays, and Arkadelphia has just filled it up tonight.
Badger faithful doing what they've done for several years now, and that's going out to support the Badgers wherever they may be, seeing a lot of blue on the other side. And they've had a lot to cheer about over the last little while. Badgers got off to a slow start offensively, but have really rebounded with some good plays on offense. Donovan Witten's made some nice plays. Latonio Hughes as well. He also had a kick return for a touchdown. And then Nick Williams really making the defensive statements at the end of the half. First the block PAT, and then going on to record an interception to keep the Scrappers from making it a one-possession game heading into the break.
Chase, best I can tell, my car has not been towed away, so I think life is going quite well here in Nashville tonight for all the Arkadelphia folks. It's 22-12, Arkadelphia leading Nashville. We've got just about a minute and a half left before kickoff, but both teams would like to see it happen sooner than that, as Nashville is set to return this kickoff, and Arkadelphia is set to kick it off. Deep to receive and hoping for a chance is Trey Hopkins, a very, very fast running back, a tough running back, and he'd like to return this kickoff. Arkadelphia has had a few kickoffs go out of bounds, and I don't think they minded very much instead of Mr. Hopkins having a chance to return it. But they did make one short return in the first half because Arkadelphia covered the kick so well.
And right now it looks like we're going to have a momentary break as the clock is still running from the countdown from halftime. Press box hasn't adjusted yet, and so the referee has actually had to stand in front of the ball to keep Brock Curry from kicking it away here. We'll see if they wait it out here for that last minute.
Gives us an opportunity one more time to just say what a great job the Arkadelphia High School band did here at halftime. They're really putting together, as usual, a great show, and they did a super, super job. Hope you were able to enjoy that, both the video and the audio tonight for the Arkadelphia High School band. What a great job they did here at Nashville. Large ovation from the home side here in Nashville at the end of that performance. And, of course, we'll see them at Badger Stadium very, very soon. New turf, of course, being introduced for the next varsity game at home, coming right your way very soon. But first, a half of football that we think we might remember for some time, because right now Arkadelphia has a 10-point lead at 22-12. But Nashville really believes they're going to get back into it with a nice drive here to begin the third quarter. So that Arkadelphia defense, Badgers really depending on them as we get started momentarily in the third quarter. Here's Brock Curry set for the kickoff, and now the clock is set, and we're ready for action in the second half. Third quarter sponsor, Providence Veterinary Clinic. And here is the kickoff. It is returnable this time in the middle of the field, bounces at the 18-yard line, picked up at the 15, not much of anywhere to go, down at the 21-yard line, first down and 10. A very effective short kickoff.
And it took a bit of an awkward bounce that time, and Nashville was trying to adjust to it in order to return the ball, but that momentary lapse allowed the kick coverage team to get downfield and make the stop. So it's about where the ball would be on a touchback.
The quarterback once again for Nashville is Sloan Perrin. Sloan Perrin played very well in the first half. His partner back there is running back Trey Hopkins, also a good first half. It was basically those two providing the offense. Here's a running play. Hopkins looking for space, but Berry traps him and pulls him down. A loss on the play as Marvion Berry found the speed to catch up to Hopkins and bring him down.
I think that's the first time we've seen anybody tonight go step for step with Hopkins. Berry made the read right off the bat, and Hopkins kept trying to get around the edge. He was trying to push forward, but Berry was matching him note for note and finally wraps him up for a loss of about 3 yards.
Second down 13, ball at the 18-yard line. Nashville on its own end of the field. Alone in the backfield is Perrin. He wants to throw the ball to his left. He throws a short complete pass up to the 25. Good run after the catch up to the 31-yard line. Might be enough for a first down. Very good play by Alex Mendiola.
Just a really strong play that time. It's not going to be quite a first down. As I'll say, it went for about 12. So it'll be third and very short here, perhaps even less than a yard.
Spot helped Arkadelphia just a bit. Third down, and you're right, less than a yard. Back of the football touching the 30-yard line. Blocking back in the formation. The quarterback will hand it off, and that's a first down for Hopkins. He's hit hard by the Badgers, but he's going to push forward and get some yardage. There are linemen pushing behind him, and he will be the last man up. He was getting pushed by his own player and tackled by the Badgers, and he might check out for a play. Well, the blocking back's going to check out instead. He'll stay in the game in the backfield. That's a first down, though, for Nashville at its own 33-yard line. Hopkins is one tough running back. He's seen a lot of action tonight, as has Perrin, who's a good running quarterback. Perrin wants to pass. On first down, it's a completion. There is a tackle, but a good run after the catch. He'll go all the way out to the 45-yard line, and another first down. Mendiola is one good receiver.
And just a nice short route that time for the Scrappers, but Mendiola able to extend the play with a nice spin off the tackle. And that extra momentum able to help him pick up another first down for the Scrappers. Nashville rolling right along. 2 minutes gone here, just about in the second half.
And they are going to fake the handoff. Quarterback will keep it, and he'll make only a yard or two that time. Good work by the Arkadelphia defense. Looked like they might have a chance to knock him down for a loss, but he was able to dive forward and make 2 yards on the play. Second down, 8 yards to go. An effective short yardage passer is Perrin. Has one interception tonight as Nick Williams intercepted a pass late in the second quarter. But he's thrown some good passes tonight, been very effective as a runner. He wants to pass again. He'll throw a short pass, knocked down and incomplete. Boy, almost a chance for an interception there, as defending the play well was Arkadelphia linebacker Zane Thomason.
And Thomason that time looked almost a bit surprised at how directly that ball was heading towards him. He was able to put his hands up, unable to corral it, but still just a great deflection there by the linebacker to force a third down here, and pretty long for the Scrappers.
Yeah, it's third down and 8 yards to go. Very important play now. Nashville has gotten positive yardage on almost all of its running plays, but it looks like they're going to line up in passing formation as Hopkins will line up in the slot to the right side. 2 receivers top of the screen, no running backs in the formation. Back to pass and throwing across the middle, completion to the 50, hit by 2 linebackers, 3 linebackers. It is well short of a first down. Fourth down, and they're going to need another 5 yards.
And that was Thomason again in there on the tackle. Helping him out that time was number 17, Chase Vantelborg.
Good spot for Nashville, but they're still 4 yards short. They're going to spot it at the Arkadelphia 49-yard line. It's fourth down. They'll go for it. At least they'll keep the quarterback in. Now, he can pooch kick it down there, but it looks like they're going to run a pistol formation with the running back behind him, so they're going to go for it on 4th and 4. First possession of the third quarter for Nashville. Arkadelphia leads it by 10, 22-12. They look to the sideline. Signals coming in from the Nashville coaches. He'll roll to his left, wants to pass, under pressure. He'll escape 1 Badger, escape 2 more, but he cannot get the first down. Nashville has turned it over on downs at the Arkadelphia 47-yard line. Just wave after wave of Badgers till they finally tackled him.
And we saw that play work out effectively for the Scrappers on a scoring drive earlier in this game, starting out in the pistol and then moving to the shotgun after the hard count. Same play call here. Quarterback's going to keep it, though it looked like he was trying to pass it first. Didn't have anybody open and decided to run it like he did earlier. Unfortunately, too much time had elapsed, and able to make the play there for the Badgers was Chase Vantelborg. He had a couple of nice tackles there at the end of that drive. Now,
Arkadelphia at its own 47-yard line. 2 receivers top of your screen, 2 to the bottom of your screen. The running back is Kyle Reed. They'll hand it to Reed. He sidesteps a defender, and now he's down the field. He's got 10, 15. Great run inside the 35-yard line before they finally tackle him. What a good job he did of avoiding a loss in the backfield chase and then good yardage downfield.
And that was more of what we saw against Hot Springs. Long runs up the middle. That one good enough for a Welch Funeral Home first down. And the Badgers are going to be looking for another one here.
Spot the ball at the 34-yard line. First down at 10, Arkadelphia, leading by 10 and on the move. Pass to the flat. It's caught by Bailey. Bailey to the 30, to the 25. He's very close to a first down.
Simple route there from Bailey, but a great run after the catch in traffic. Bailey's got a nose for that first down marker, and they're going to say he's about as close as you can get without having the first down.
Well, he really is. Now they're going to say it is a first down. First down at 10. They'll stop and move the chains. First down at 10, Arkadelphia. Ball just inside the 24. That's a Welch Funeral Home first down. Whitten calls out the snap count, wants to throw the ball. Under some pressure, he steps up. Now he's going to run. He's to the 20. He's to the 15. Breaks the tackle inside the 10-yard line. First down and goal.
Now, we've talked about Whitten's toughness plenty of times, but how about the elusiveness there, able to fake out a defender and extend the play, picking up another Welch Funeral Home first down. And the Badgers are continuing to roll here on their first possession of the second half. Looking for this quick score here.
From the 9-yard line on first and goal, quarterback keeper, he will make a yard to the 8-yard line, and that is it.
And if I'm not mistaken, that's the first play on this drive from scrimmage that has not gone for a Welch Funeral Home first down for the Badgers.
Yeah, they really spot him for no gain. It is second down and goal, ball at the 9-yard line. Babb and Hughes moving to the left of the line of scrimmage along with Trip Campbell. Alone on the right side is Bailey. Whitten calls out the snap count. Quarterback option going to give it to Reed, and Reed inside the 5. Touchdown, Arkadelphia. Kyle Reed.
And Kyle Reed is not afraid of traffic there at the line of scrimmage. Again, finding an opening up the middle. We talk about the protection of the Arkadelphia offensive line. It was there again for Kyle Reed as he picks up his second touchdown of the night. And it's a big one at that, as now Arkadelphia out to potentially a 3-score advantage here.
Brock Curry's perfect on the night, 2 for 2. He's got another attempt coming. Arkadelphia also made a 2-point conversion. Here is a kick. It is up, and it is, we missed that one. Just pulled it to the right. But Arkadelphia picks up 6 more, and it is Arkadelphia 28 and the Nashville Scrappers 12. 6:54 left. We're in the third quarter tonight, and we'll be back with more Arkadelphia Badger action.
Locally owned and operated, Welch Funeral Home has been serving the Arkadelphia community since 2005. Our goal at Welch Funeral Home is to offer every family that will allow us to serve them the most caring, dignified, professional service at the most affordable price. With over 40 years of experience in the funeral home industry, owner Tim Welch and Welch Funeral Home have also been longtime supporters of the Arkadelphia Badgers and Lady Badgers. Contact Welch Funeral Home at 870-230-1400 or visit them at 202 South 4th Street near downtown Arkadelphia.
Still a 2-possession lead, but the largest lead of the night for Arkadelphia at 16 points. It's the Badgers 28, the Scrappers 12.
And Jeff, I got to wonder, am I the only one getting deja vu here? Because this game reminds me a lot of what we saw at Camden Fairview, facing a team with a very versatile backfield, running the ball. Nice little advantage going into the break, but looking to pick up the advantage in the second half with a first score. Things looking pretty good for the Badgers thus far.
High kickoff, return from the 7-yard line up to the 20. A spin move by Hopkins, but he is knocked out of bounds, and it's going to be a really nice job of kick coverage. They'll start at their own 21, maybe the 22-yard line when they spot the ball. So Nashville has a ways to go, and they've got to make up some ground, and they'd rather run than pass. So as the time elapses, Arkadelphia has a larger and larger advantage.
And we try not to get too far into comparisons, but you have to kind of look back at that Camden Fairview game and the offense led by Bartavius Thomas, as they are a lot like Nashville, like to run the ball, but they do eat up a lot of clock on their drives. They can be very efficient, but now facing a deficit, a multi-score deficit at that in the second half, going to have to try and find a way to rally here with limited time.
The new running back is Malik Matthews. He'll get the first carry. He is hit and dragged down by about 3 Badgers. He maybe made 3, maybe 4 yards on the carry. I think 3 to the 24-yard line. Matthews was the leading ball carrier as a junior high player and the heir apparent to Hopkins at running back. And he'll stay in the game for the moment. Hopkins returned the kickoff. They're going to spot it between the 23 and 24th. That was a short gain. 2nd down and about 7, we'll say. Quarterback, of course, is Perrin. Really good competitor. He rolls to his right, looks for a short pass. He's got it, and there's a run after the catch, but a good, strong tackle. Vandenborg is one good linebacker.
He's made a lot of open field tackles here tonight, and again, forcing a 3rd down here. Arkadelphia's definitely put the pressure on the Scrappers to try and convert early in this second half, and they're going to have to do that again here near the midway point of the 3rd quarter. In fact,
3rd down and 3, back to pass. They'll throw a short one and a spin move and a slip. A loss on the play back to the 35 or the 25-yard line, I should say, and suddenly, instead of 4th and short, it's 4th and 6. One would think they'd have to punt the ball away at their own 25. Let's see what they will do. The quarterback is the kicker, or the punter, I should say, and he is going to back up, at least in punt formation. Arkadelphia sends no one deep. They're not assuming that it will be a punt. High snap, but he gets the kick away. It will be allowed to bounce, and it will take a bounce favoring Nashville, but then it stops. So that's not a bad bounce. That bounce just went to the 35, and Arkadelphia has good field position as they get started. 5:11 left in the 3rd quarter. Arkadelphia 28, Nashville 12. And Whitten would be back on the field. I'll tell you what, the way I see it, Chase, they really have to blitz Whitten or he's going to pinpoint pass and make a completion. Their defensive secondary not as strong as their defensive line and linebackers, but when they blitz, that's eventually going to turn into a favor for the Arkadelphia offense. So the defense struggling right now to try to stop Arkadelphia. The Badgers have a touchdown on their only possession here in the second half and a 16-point lead. Whitten is the quarterback. 3 receivers to the left side, short side of the field. He wants to throw to Trip Campbell. Campbell has it. He runs over a defender and falls forward for, I believe, a 1st down if it's a good spot. It is. 1st down, Arkadelphia at its own 47-yard line. First time they've run that play tonight. Worked beautifully.
And Trip Campbell, sometimes you forget about him out there in the wide receiving corps, but he's been a nice, reliable option for the Badgers over the last couple of years.
1st down at the 47. They're going to send a blitz. A pass, though, is complete. That's Hughes across the middle. The safety will bring him down, but he's got a nice gain, very close to another 1st down.
I believe that was actually Jaquavis Purifoy coming up with a catch that time for the Badgers. But, Jeff, it's easy to confuse them because they have such similar styles out there on the field.
They're both very, very fast. Purifoy, though, only a sophomore. Back to Pat. Oh, he's going to hand off, and this is Purifoy. Good cut up the middle, and he's into the secondary. To the 30, Purifoy to the 20, to the 10. Fights off one defender, but he's knocked out of bounds inside the 10. Mr. Purifoy has fresh legs, and it's working very well for the Badgers.
Nice, strong run to the outside that time. Purifoy able to get the space that he was looking for to pick up the Welch Funeral Home 1st down. And not only that, it's going to be a 1st and goal here for the Badgers. Again, Arkadelphia taking the ball and moving it down the field quickly.
2 backs in the backfield, Kyle Reed and Purifoy. Quarterback, of course, is Donovan Whitten. He's going to hand it off. No, he's going to keep it, and he'll break 1 tackle inside the 5 to the 3-yard line as Whitten is dragging defenders, and Arkadelphia is looking very, very strong.
And that was a hard-fought 5 yards there for the senior quarterback for Arkadelphia, as he made the right read that time, but it was an even better read on defense as the Scrappers adapted quickly. Still, though, Whitten able to power forward and extend the ball for a few extra yards that time. Now this close to the goal line, we'll see what the Badgers draw up.
Ball at the 3. Reed is the running back to the left of his quarterback, Whitten. He's going to give it to Reed up the middle. Touchdown, Arkadelphia. Kyle Reed again.
Well, it's the 2nd game in a row that I get to say this. Hats off to you, Kyle Reed. 3rd rushing touchdown of the game. 2nd game in a row with 3 total touchdowns. What an excellent year it has been thus far for the sophomore.
The Farm Bureau touchdown is the second of the second half for Arkadelphia. The defense has stopped Nashville twice, and the Badgers have once again extended the lead. Now a 3-possession game. Extra point attempt coming by Mr. Curry. His kick is up, and his kick is good. Arkadelphia stretches out its lead. Badgers 35, Nashville 12. We'll be back with more Badger football after this.
While you may not be a pediatric surgeon volunteering your topiary talents at a children's hospital, your life is just as unique. Your Raymond James financial advisor gets to know you, your passions, and the way you give back, so you can live your life. That's life well planned.
Well, Arkadelphia has dominated the third quarter. It is Arkadelphia 35 and the Nashville Scrappers 12 here in Nashville on the road. Arkadelphia looking very, very strong once again. 3:42 left in the third quarter. The third quarter sponsor is Providence Veterinary Clinic. Brock Curry set for the kickoff. He's done a nice job kicking off as usual tonight, and the kickoff coverage team has been quite good. Another high kickoff, going to be returnable from the 5-yard line. Up to the 10. He makes a cut at the 16, but can go no farther. Ooh, he broke a tackle, and we'll get it to the 18-yard line. Tough running on the kickoff return by Hopkins, but still Arkadelphia covered it so well, and it was a nice high kick. He could only get back to the 18-yard line.
And I believe that Hopkins bumped into a teammate that time. I believe it was Watson trying to block. And for a second there, it looked like that gave the Badgers just the moment they needed to go in and pick up the tackle, but Hopkins just kept running. He made a nice spin that time off of the contact and tried to extend the play, but the Badgers doing a good job again of wrapping up. And once again, Nashville having to start a drive inside their own 20-yard line.
Starting at the 18, they'll run a motion play, now a pitch, and there's some room to run to the 25-yard line. First time they've run that particular play, and it's a nice gain up to the 25-yard line. On the carry is Hopkins, who's going to check out of the game. He's carried the ball a lot tonight. He's looking a little bit winded.
He really has been the backbone of their offense tonight. The 2 touchdowns that the Scrappers do have are attributed to him.
Was a gain of 7. Matthews checks in. He'll get the carry, and he will struggle getting back to the line of scrimmage. In fact, it is not Matthews. No, it was Matthews on the carry. Malik Matthews, really good sophomore, getting action as the backup tailback. He'll be the lead character carrying the ball the next 2 years, but that time not much of anywhere to go, so it's third down. Third down, 3 yards to go. Nashville at its own 25-yard line. 2 running backs in the formation this time as Hopkins will check back in. And they're going to fake it. The quarterback's going to keep it. Perrin turns upfield and will not make a. Ooh, I think he did. I think he fell forward to the 29, and that's going to be enough for a first down. Good run by Perrin. He fell forward after contact and did make it to the 29, first down and 10.
Well, Jeff, and you mentioned the option in the new formation that we saw a few plays ago. This time we saw the triple option for the first time tonight. He was just a quarterback keeper for Perrin, but he was able to pick up another first down for the Scrappers.
They're going to hand it now to Hopkins. He will turn and cut upfield, and there's just nowhere to go this time. Good tackle once again by the Badgers, and they've had good work all night long by the linebackers. That time on the tackle was Cade McBride.
McBride's had a couple of nice tackles, and as you mentioned, Jeff, just a really strong linebacking core. Had a few losses from last season in that department, but really these young guys stepping up and making an impact early on in the season.
Gain of 3 on 2nd and 7. He'll want to pass. A short pass, diving catch at the 41-yard line, but it is a catch, and it's enough for a first down. Good throw to the sideline, but it was not a catch that would allow him to stay on his feet and run, so he caught it at the 41, and the ball stopped at that spot, but it's enough for a first down. Arkadelphia sends in a replacement for the defensive line. Got some rotation going there. First down and 10, and they're going to hand off in a fumble. Arkadelphia will not recover it, but it's a big loss back to the 35.
And it looked like Mendiola actually went into motion early that time, but he's going to get penalty yardage anyways following the fumble. So it works out in Arkadelphia's favor either way, but a couple of miscommunications for the Scrappers on that last play, and the second one could have proved very costly. Luckily, it's just going to be a cost of 6 yards.
Second down, 16 yards to go. Alone in the backfield, the quarterback wants to throw it. Under some pressure, he backs up, looking downfield. He throws a deep pass. It is, a huge hit. That was Williams. Did he catch the ball? Oh, he did. It was his helmet that went flying away, not the football. That was a great catch. Big ovation for the Scrapper that came up with a catch. It was Alex Sullivan. I mean, he was hit extraordinarily hard. Fair hit by the shoulder pad. Quarterback led him into the defender, and he's okay. He popped back up with the football, even though his helmet went back about 6 or 7 yards. Goodness gracious, everybody's okay. Here's a running play up the middle, no gain on first down. I'm glad both of those young men are okay, as Williams hit him very hard and Sullivan popped back up. He is out of the game, but he's okay.
I believe he got his wind knocked
Yeah,
out of him.
he was hit hard, but he's all right. He's standing on the sideline talking to his coaches, so he's not going to come back in for the moment. He popped right back up and ran to the sideline, and now he's going to get a little treatment, as I'm sure he's got a bruised rib or two. But he is okay and standing on the sideline. And now whistle will stop the action. That is the end of the third quarter, a quarter dominated by Arkadelphia High School. It is the Badgers 35, the Scrappers 12 at the end of 3 quarters of play tonight. When we come back, we'll have fourth quarter action brought to you by Eccles, Thompson, and Kneebone. We'll be back with more Arkadelphia Badger football.
The Board of Directors at South Central Electric Cooperative believes in the necessity of high-speed internet access in rural South Central Arkansas. South Central Connect was created to fulfill a need other internet providers were not able to provide in our area. South Central Connect, through our local cooperative, brings the necessity of internet service to your house, much like they did electricity in the 1930s. Sign up today at southcentralconnect.net or call 855-269-3429.
R&T Dixon's Exxon stores are proud to support this Arkadelphia Badger broadcast. Locally owned and operated by Randy and Tanya Dixon, we welcome you to visit one of our locations in Arkadelphia or Caddo Valley at each I-30 exit. We're also excited to open a bigger and better Tiger Mart at 10th and Pine in Arkadelphia next spring. R&T Dixon's Exxon stores say, "Go Badgers!"
Fourth quarter action coming your way. This is Jeff Root. Along with me is Chase Hartzell. Chris Babb, our engineer, has worked with the folks here in Nashville to overcome the internet problems that plagued us in the first quarter, but we're glad that we've been able to bring you, well over an hour of uninterrupted, almost 2 hours now of uninterrupted internet service. Here is a run up the middle in a short game, third down and long coming for Nashville. Nashville's in the situation now, down by 3 scores. They need to score every time they get the ball at this point with 11:48 left and the clock running in the football game.
Nashville's style really working against them here as they like those long methodical drives on the ground, but not enough time for that here, and Arkadelphia perhaps forcing the Scrappers out of their comfort zone, going to force them to throw the ball here.
They tried to get Arkadelphia to jump off sides. That did not happen. So on third down and 7, they look to the sideline and they get the play. Hopkins steps up. They'll throw to the sideline. Ooh, I think he trapped that. He did. Good call by the official. It was trapped at the 26-yard line, very near a first down if he had caught it, but it was thrown low and he trapped it. Fourth down. I think you're going to have to go for it if you're Nashville. At the Arkadelphia 33-yard line, fourth down, and I'd say 7 yards to go. Our scoreboard says 8, but it looks like 7 to me.
And Hopkins, who's been their top rusher, is not going to be on the field here in the backfield.
Malik Matthews has checked in at running back. Hopkins is split wide to the right, and they might be looking for him to throw a jump ball down there. And no, he's going to line up on the left, I see now, but they're going to call timeout and talk about it, as Nashville senses that this is vitally important to make a fourth down and long. Arkadelphia's defense has been up to the task so far. By the way, on that big hit that you saw moments ago, Williams is perfectly fine still in the game for Arkadelphia. His hit was with a shoulder pad, so there was no question about targeting. And the hit seems to have been really to the chest and not to the head of the receiver, who came out of the game and has gotten a little bit of treatment, but he's walking around. I'm sure he's just very sore right now, being hit that hard in the chest.
Just a textbook big hit there from the defensive back for Arkadelphia, trying to pop the ball loose, but hats off there to Sullivan, able to hold on to the football. And I think the adrenaline was running through him a little bit there at the end of the play. He was holding up the football, but once he got into the sidelines, you know, the pain starts to settle in after everything starts to calm down. But as you mentioned, Jeff, both guys look to be okay, and that's a good sign because both of them are equally important to their respective teams.
Yeah, he stayed on his feet, Sullivan did, which is a good sign. 4th down, about 7. I'm going to fake an end around, wanting to pass his parent. Under pressure, he throws it away and downfield and out of bounds. That was 4th down, and he tried to get it to a receiver, but just threw it wide of him. Ball landed out of bounds, so he turned it over on downs, and Arkadelphia has the ball right back. With only 11:10 left in the game, the Badgers lead at 35-12, and Arkadelphia has a 1st down to get started. Well, we've had a Price and Company kickoff return for a touchdown tonight for Arkadelphia. We've had touchdown passes by Arkadelphia, touchdown runs by Arkadelphia, and the Badgers have dominated the 2nd quarter and the 3rd quarter. Arkadelphia will line up with 3 receivers at the top of your screen, and they're going to hand it off. Up the middle it goes. This is Reed. He's got some room. He'll make 7-8 yards on 1st down, right up the middle.
Strong run for Reed, and the clock is going to continue to roll here as it's right there at the 1st down marker, and now they're going to move the chains for a Welch Funeral Home 1st down.
There you go. Good spot for Arkadelphia, and a 1st down and 10 for the Badgers. Welch Funeral Home 1st downs have been coming quite readily here in the 3rd quarter. Back to pass, Whitten looking downfield. Now he's got some room to run if he wants to. He wants to throw instead. Now they are just about to sack him, and he will go down at the 40-41 yard line, and a flag went down as he was scrambling around. We might see that go against an offensive lineman. And is going to go against Arkadelphia. Holding call against the Badgers. They were trying to hold off those defensive linemen for quite a while as Whitten was scrambling around, deciding, do I want to run or is there somebody open downfield? He finally was tackled, and the holding call will take it all the way back to the 27-yard line. Badgers have to make it across the 50 for a 1st down, so that's a huge loss with the sack and the holding call. The offensive lineman who held was deep in the backfield when he did, and then they marked off 10 from there. Here's a pass into the flat. That is Babb with the catch. He'll make short yardage up to the 32-yard line. Good catch by Babb. He's got a great pair of hands and is able to snag any ball near him. 2nd down, still a long way to go. Badgers have time, though, and they have the receivers to get it done, and, of course, the quarterback in Donovan Whitten, who has had a big night. Now they're going to run it, and this is Reed, I guess. Reed is hit immediately, and he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage, a loss of 1. Well, that's going to knock a little time off the clock. We're under 10 minutes to play in the football game, but Arkadelphia has a 3rd down and a 31.
It's just a 21 here.
Sorry, 21, you're right. 3rd down and 21.
I don't know if you'd necessarily call this 3rd and Gurdon, but maybe we could go the other way and say 3rd and Cattavalley or so.
Back to pass, 3rd and Blevins, he says. Pass down the sideline. He's open to the 50, to the 40. Good move. He's going to score. Arkadelphia's got it to the 20, to the 10. Touchdown, Badgers, and that's Hughes again.
It's another house call for Latonio Hughes. Just a great route there by the senior, able to beat his man in coverage, hauled in the ball, and then just kept on running. And again, Jeff, it was a foot race, and Latonio Hughes not going to lose many of those. He wins another one here. I believe that's his 3rd touchdown of the night now.
You bet. Kickoff return, couple of touchdown receptions. Brock Curry on for the extra point. Arkadelphia is looking like the best team in 4A, I'd have to say. Number 1 team in 4A, and they're looking like it tonight. Kick is up, and the kick is perfect. Arkadelphia 42, Nashville 12. 9:25 left in the football game, and we'll be back with more action in just a moment.
Now managed by the Van Dorn Group, Sonic of Arkadelphia is ready to get involved in the Arkadelphia community. With the goal of making improvements to the Arkadelphia restaurant, the Van Dorn Group is committed to making Sonic of Arkadelphia one of the best around. Stop by Sonic of Arkadelphia today for a Route 44 slush or drink to go with the great Sonic burgers, tater tots, or french fries. Top it off with your favorite ice cream treat. Visit Sonic of Arkadelphia on 10th Street today and tell them thanks for their support of the Arkadelphia Badgers.
9:25 left in the fourth quarter. 69-yard pass play from Whitten to Hughes, and Arkadelphia has extended its lead to 42-12.
And already Arkadelphia here matching their point total against the Scrappers a year ago. And Jeff, this is an improved Scrappers team. We've seen a lot of improved body language. We've seen a lot of talent on both sides of the ball for Nashville, but really Arkadelphia here in the second half just running away with it. All that extra conditioning and all those tough tests in the non-conference schedule really paying off here for the Badgers.
There was a a safety between Hughes and his touchdown, but he sideswept him easily and then got down the field for an easy touchdown. Flag goes down. I think Arkadelphia may have been a little too anxious and gotten off sides on that kickoff. I mean, Hughes caught the ball at about midfield or so. A safety was back there, but the safety made the mistake of waiting for Hughes to get to him. And then it was just an easy step to the right, past the safety, back a step to the left, and outran everybody to the end zone. Nobody's going to catch Hughes in the open field.
And Hughes just has such a lethal combination of field vision and speed, as you mentioned, Jeff, that he sees those momentary lapses. He's seeing everything in front of him. He was able to make the adjustment quickly, knew he was going to win the foot race, made a quick cut, and it was off to the races.
Brock Curry set for the kick, this time from his own 35-yard line. The kick coverage has been very, very good tonight. And Curry displaying a vastly improved leg. He's gotten a lot stronger and a lot better as a place kicker. He's done a great job this year as a senior. To the 20, to the 25, dancing around, finding nowhere to go. They're going to bring him down at the 25. 4 Badgers in on the tackle.
Tucker Guy was the first man to get to him that time, so great kick coverage there from the Badgers. Again, setting up a fairly lengthy field here for the Scrappers, and that's exactly what Nashville didn't need, as they're trying to get a score here and get it quickly. Down by 30, and this is an offense that likes to take its time, but really taking your time is not an option here if you want to try and get back in the ballgame quickly.
Nashville scored on its first possession tonight. They picked up another score. Flag down. That's going to be a procedure call against Nashville. Hopkins works very hard to get 9 yards, but it's going to come back. I tell you what, they scored on their first possession, Chase. They scored once in the second quarter, shut out in the third quarter, shut out so far in the fourth quarter. And it's been really all on the shoulders of Hopkins and Perrin. Hopkins he's been hit a lot tonight and might be slowing down by a step. Perrin still trying very hard, but not getting a lot of help out there right now offensively for the Scrappers. Now an offensive lineman's going to check out and get a little bit of help in the medical tent for a left shoulder that is sore. They'll back him up 5 to the 21-yard line. First down, 15 yards to go. 9:12 left in the game. Arkadelphia 42, Nashville 12. Nashville wants to pass. Perrin throws short, throws complete, a gain of about 3. He's thrown accurate short passes. His longer passes have been few, and at least one was picked off by Arkadelphia defensive back Nick Williams. Hopkins back in the backfield now. He had a big first half, but has struggled to find yardage in the second half. Back to pass, Perrin. He's under pressure. He'll escape that pressure momentarily, and then he'll be sacked for a loss of 1. On the tackle for Arkadelphia for that loss was Jeliah Solomon. Good play by the veteran defensive lineman of Arkadelphia. 3rd down and long.
It's one of the few times we've seen Perrin be taken down in the backfield. One of the few sacks as well.
Perrin wants to throw. He'll fire it across the middle and incomplete. Tried to get it to his intended receiver across the middle, who was open for a moment, but then Nick Williams got there. Khalil Kennedy was the intended receiver. The throw was short. Kennedy was knocked down by Williams as the ball bounced to him. Would have been a bigger hit if he had caught the ball. So Kennedy might have gotten the better of that deal by having the ball land short of him. 4th down. Looks like Perrin will check out and another person will come in to punt. Coming in to receive the snap and kick the ball away is Skylar Gibson. He's a sophomore. Snap is a good one. His kick is away. And the kick will land at the 45 of Arkadelphia and will bounce nowhere. Ball is caught at the 45. 1st down and 10 Arkadelphia. And Arkadelphia looking really, really strong right now. Good field position, a nice lead. Only 7:59 left in the contest.
And at the moment, it looks like Donovan Witten is preparing to lead the offense back out onto the field. But you have to think, with a score here and a potential good sportsman rule right on the horizon, that maybe if the Badgers offense came out again after a scoring drive here, we may get to see Javian Garner once more.
Tell you what, when the Scrappers scored first tonight, I don't know that anybody in the building was thinking this is going to be a mercy rule game, but it could be one very soon.
And right now, a potentially even bigger deficit, or excuse me, large margin of victory for the Badgers than even last year.
2 running backs in the formation for Arkadelphia. It's Reed and Purifoy, in between the quarterback Donovan Witten. From the 45-yard line, a running play, and Witten's got a lot of room. He's to the 45, to the 40. He'll run over a safety and fall down at the 39-yard line of Nashville. What tough running by Witten, who just becomes a big fullback when he runs the football.
And you see a lot of quarterbacks try and slide there in front of the DB, but that time Witten wasn't shying away from contact, and he picks up the Welch Funeral Home 1st down.
Low snap this time, and Witten has to run the ball. He'll have a stiff arm and make a little bit of yardage, but not quite back to the line of scrimmage. A flag also went down at the end of the play. That play a little bit out of kilter for the Badgers. Clock stops at 7:35. Let's see what the officials say. Face mask. Goodness gracious. Against Nashville. Everything going wrong for the Scrappers right now, and some of the defenders hanging their heads a little bit. It's a 5-yard version. Take the ball just inside the 35-yard line. We'll call it the 34. 2nd down and 5. Reed to the right of his quarterback. 3 receivers at the top of the screen. Bailey alone at the bottom of your screen. It's Purifoy, Hughes, and Trip Campbell at the top of your screen. And they will run the ball, and this is Reed, and he'll make a couple of yards and be knocked down. Because of the penalty, it was actually 1st down moments ago, so 2nd down now, and they're still going to need about 4. About the 33-yard line of Nashville. Arkadelphia is glad to let the clock run a bit, down to 6:55 left in the game. Badgers lead it by 30 at 42-12.
Arkadelphia is going to line up with 5 wide here.
Witten at quarterback. Wants to throw. He does throw. It's complete. Good spin move by Purifoy, and he's loose at the 25 to the 20-yard line and brought down there. What a nice young player is Mr. Purifoy.
Purifoy showing off some fancy footwork that time to extend the play a couple of times, and it looked like a Scrapper went down somewhat awkwardly at the end of the play. He's going to get checked out here by the sports medicine team for Nashville.
Yeah, he's the young man who made the tackle. I tell you what, it signals that Purifoy just might be a larger part of this offense for the rest of the season. He's had quite a night.
And you see 2 players standing there together. Purifoy, one of them, and Latonio Hughes, both players that seem to be cut from the same cloth. Both have great field vision, both have great speed, but they also have great footwork in order to make plays, able to cut on a dime like we just saw a moment ago from Purifoy. And when you have multiple weapons like that in an offense, it can be tough to stop. So Arkadelphia definitely blessed to have 2 talented athletes in the form of Purifoy and Hughes here at the same time.
Kelvin Flowers was injured making the tackle, but he's up and he'll walk off the field now for Nashville. Ball at the 20-yard line of the Scrappers. Arkadelphia has 1st down and 10. 6:34 left. We're in the 4th quarter tonight. Badgers leading by 30. Took control in the 2nd quarter, and they have not relinquished that control at all. 2 running backs, 1 to each side of the quarterback. They're going to hand it off. A run and only a short gain this time. Picked up maybe 1.
Got to give credit to the Scrappers defense, though. They faced a tough challenge in the form of the Badgers here in the 2nd half. they're tired, but they're not giving up on this game just yet.
On second down, Reed is in the backfield with his quarterback, Whitten. Reed to his left. Trip Campbell, top of your screen. 3 receivers to the bottom of your screen. Bailey nearest the sideline, then Hughes, and then Purifoy. Back to pass. Whitten looking downfield under some pressure. Now he's going to run. He's going to make some yardage. He's to the 15, to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown, Arkadelphia and Donovan Whitten.
Explosive play there from Donovan Whitten. It looked originally like he might get taken down in the backfield for a loss. Couldn't find anybody open, so he just starts darting ahead, and you thought, oh, maybe he'll get a little more yardage, but then he kept getting more and more, and then all of a sudden all he had was green grass ahead of him, and he was into the end zone. Now Arkadelphia up by 36, and regardless of the PAT here, Arkadelphia going to enjoy the good sportsman rule.
Well, we're in the fourth quarter, but it's going to evaporate quickly now after the kickoff. Here is the extra point attempt, and Curry has made another one. Good work again by Curry tonight. Arkadelphia, with 5:50 left in the game, now has a lead of 49-12, a game that was once 6-0 Nashville, 49-6 Arkadelphia since that opening score by the Scrappers. We'll be back with more Arkadelphia football after this word.
You belong at Patterson Federal Credit Union. No matter your financial needs, Patterson has products to help. We offer all types of accounts, savings, Christmas club, and a variety of checking accounts, including one specially tailored to teenagers. Certificates and IRAs are also available. If you're in need of a loan, we can help you with auto, recreation, personal, and home loans. Patterson Credit Union has several strategies to help build or repair credit, including our own credit card program, credit builder loans, and financial counseling. We're proud to have served Clark County for 65 years and look forward to many more years to come. Join us soon. You belong here.
Nashville grabbed a 6-0 lead on its first possession of the game. Since then, they have a second quarter touchdown, but Arkadelphia has scored 49 points since that time. Badgers turned it over on downs, had a penalty bring a touchdown back in that first quarter, but they didn't panic. They just kept working and have built an impressive lead as we go to the good sportsmanship rule. Here's a kickoff return to the 28-yard line for Nashville, and the Scrappers will come back out and bring their offense back out, but the clock is just going to roll at this point.
And Arkadelphia has almost accomplished this entire lead off of unanswered points, 34 straight for the Badgers since the midway point of the second quarter. Just an excellent all-around effort in really all three facets of the game, both including special teams, defense, and offense. Everybody's stepped up in that span.
Here is a running play right up the middle. Good yardage for Malik Matthews. This is good practice for the young sophomore that they think will take over the running game next year. Ran very well in junior high. He'll run all the way up to the 40-yard line, first down and 10 for Nashville. Arkadelphia is working in some of the younger guys on defense. Good to see. They give it back to Matthews. Matthews has some yardage. He'll pick up about 7 or 8 on that play. Quarterback for Nashville. Did you see a flag go down?
Looked like it at the end of the play. It was thrown from the middle of the pile.
I think it was after the play, right?
Looked to be, and officials are pointing in Arkadelphia's direction. It's going to be unsportsmanlike conduct on the Badgers.
Yeah, I think the officials just want to make sure there's not too much talking going on. That was after the play. I don't think it was related to the tackle, but instead may have been a little bit of discussion that they did not appreciate. So they're going to move it 15 yards against Arkadelphia. First down, Nashville at the Arkadelphia 38-yard line. The clock did stop for that penalty. It'll start again soon. Here it goes. We're under 5 minutes to play in the game. And they're going to hand off. Here is a run for some yardage inside the 35. Running on the play was Alex Mendiola. He's a starter. There are starters and a backup tailback in for Nashville. Arkadelphia has mostly younger guys in, not starters for Arkadelphia, but younger guys who are getting more and more playing time. The quarterback, Perrin, calls out the snap count on second down and 5. Running play right up the middle. There's some good yardage for Matthews. Safeties will bring him down, but he's got some yardage inside the 20-yard line to the Arkadelphia 17.
Nashville's not going away in this game. They're trying to make the most of these opportunities late in the game, even though it's well out of hand at this point. Nashville, this is a team with a lot of history. We've got a lot of pride here on the line.
Malik Matthews is inside the 15-yard line and tackled there. On the tackle for Arkadelphia. A couple of Badgers in there, led by Cooper Stevenson.
I believe we've got some of the linebacking core that was dancing over there for a little bit on the sideline, celebrating what's been a good night for the Arkadelphia defense.
Ball inside the 15. They're going to hand it off again. This is Matthews. He's got a hole. He's to the 5. He slipped down before he got to the end zone, and a flag went down at the end of the play as well. So let's see if this is going to come back or if they'll have a first down at the 1. Going to be holding against Nashville. One frustrating night for the Scrappers. 3:26 left, clock stops again. What a night for Arkadelphia. They grabbed the lead in the second quarter. Had a lead at halftime, and they've done nothing but expanded here in the second half. Now this first team offense for Nashville trying to score late in the game against the younger guys, the backups for Arkadelphia. After the mark-off, the ball is spotted at the 21, and they're going to run the football. Not a lot of space, but some. He'll make it to the 16, and then will be dragged down on the carry for Nashville. Was backup running back. That's Kennedy who's checked in. He's a sophomore. And the clock is now running inside 3 minutes to play in the game, as we are in the good sportsmanship rule. They've stopped the clock a couple of times for penalties. Otherwise, it has been rolling. Perrin still in at quarterback. They've not played another quarterback tonight. And they are hoping Mr. Perrin can put him back in the end zone one more time. He is a senior. He will throw across the middle. It is incomplete. Ball batted down by a defensive lineman. I think getting there for Arkadelphia was Wimberly. Now, he's a starter, but he's only a sophomore, so not too surprising that he's still in the football game and he knocked the ball down.
And he slammed down that deflection with emphasis, as it was a huge stop there for the Badgers. And now this young defense facing the starters of a good 7-4A team, a chance for a huge building moment here.
It's
looking for a fourth down stop.
You're right. Fourth down, back to pass under pressure. The quarterback fires it, and he just missed his intended receiver. He was hurried on the play by good pressure, and the intended receiver, Mendiola, could not get there. So Nashville will turn it over on downs, and Arkadelphia will have a chance now to run out the clock with 1:54 left in the contest.
And how about that young Badger defense coming up with a good stop here against a backfield that really has been a thorn in the Badger side at times here tonight, especially early in the game.
We want you to stay tuned for the post-game show. Post-game show sponsored by Blend Luxury Real Estate and our friend Kerry Garnett out in San Diego. Champion quarterback of the Arkadelphia Badgers from the 1979 championship team. We appreciate his friendship and his sponsorship of the Arkadelphia Badgers. He cares deeply about his team. Here is a running play and no gain on the carry. It's Alan Buckley who's checked in at running back and got the carry that time. 1:31 left, clock running. Arkadelphia would like to just run out the clock at this point. Mr. Buckley on the carry. Still starting defensive lineman in for Nashville. And the young offensive line is going to try to block those guys. Mr. Buckley might get one more carry here. The quarterback for Arkadelphia is the sophomore Javion Garner. Buckley trying to find some space to run. He will fight and get back to the line of scrimmage. That's good work by Buckley to try to throw off a couple of tacklers before he went down. 51 seconds left, clock continues to run. Arkadelphia will have to snap it one more time. It is third down. Third down, and Arkadelphia will snap it one more time. This is going to be the last snap of the game, I think. And the Badgers are going to have a huge victory here in Nashville tonight. Arkadelphia letting the clock run down and run down and run down, but they will have to snap it one more time. 10 seconds left on the play clock. Garner calls out the snap count. Javion Garner, the sophomore quarterback, holds it to Buckley. And Buckley's got a little bit of room. He'll make it out to the 20-yard line. That's a gain. And that'll be the last play of the game, I believe. We're down to 8 seconds left. Clock running. Arkadelphia fans celebrating, Nashville fans making their way to the exit. 2-1, and that is the football game tonight. Final score, Arkadelphia 49 and Nashville 12. What a fascinating football game tonight as Arkadelphia trailed early, grabbed the lead, extended the lead in the second quarter, and completely dominated the second half. It's Arkadelphia 49, Nashville 12. The Badgers stay undefeated on the season. The Scrappers lose in conference, and Arkadelphia really now looking very, very strong. They're not the only strong team left in the conference. There's still challenging games on the regular season schedule, but Arkadelphia proved tonight why it is ranked #1 in the state in Class 4A. When we come back, we'll have our post-game show, sponsored by Blend Luxury Real Estate and Kerry Garnett. We'll be back with the post-game show after this.
At Southern Bancorp, we are wealth builders for everyone. We see building wealth as helping people succeed in creating strong financial futures. For some, it's having tools to build credit and buy a first home. For others, working with our award-winning SBA team to launch or grow a small business. And still others might use our unique savings plan today to save for tomorrow's dreams. Wherever you are on your wealth building journey, Southern Bancorp can help. Stop by or visit banksouthern.com to get started. Southern Bancorp, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Price & Company Insurance is the area's only trusted choice independent insurance agency. What is that, you might ask? An independent insurance agency works for you, the customer, and not the insurance companies. So the next time you're shopping for home, auto, business, life, or health insurance, we invite you to experience an unprecedented level of customer service and expertise. Call or click for a quote today.
While you may not be a pediatric surgeon volunteering your topiary talents at a children's hospital, your life is just as unique. Your Raymond James financial advisor gets to know you, your passions, and the way you give back, so you can live your life. That's life well planned.
Locally owned and operated, Java Primo is the official coffee house of ArkadelphiaBadgerTV.com. At Java Primo, amazing coffee is just the beginning. In addition to coffee, drinks, and desserts, we also have wonderful options for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Shop our gift selection 24/7 online at javaprimo.com or visit us on Main Street in historic downtown Arkadelphia. Java Primo Coffee House, Cafe, and more says, Go Badgers!
We're back in Nashville, where Arkadelphia had a very successful night. Final score is the Arkadelphia Badgers 49 and the Nashville Scrappers 12. It didn't start out that way, Chase, but Arkadelphia was able to take control of this game in the second quarter and then extend that into the mercy rule in the fourth quarter. What a game by Arkadelphia to prove that it belongs in its #1 ranking in the state in Class 4A. And the Scrappers have some work to do, but they showed signs of having a very strong team also. I think they're probably going to be a playoff team this year. And what Arkadelphia could hope for right now is that the Scrappers are going to improve enough to knock off a couple of those other good teams in the conference, as Arkadelphia has a convincing victory, and they're going to stay #1 in all the polls after a big win tonight. Anytime you beat Nashville 49-12, whether Nashville is having a banner year or not, it's an impressive performance by Arkadelphia.
When you talk about those banners, they got 6 of them hanging up here at the Hill. This is a team that takes pride in its performance on the football field, and any win, as you mentioned, Jeff, is a big one over Nashville. But especially looking at this game in the context of recent history, this is the first time that these two teams have met here since 2018. It's been a while since the Badgers have won back-to-back games against the Scrappers, and it's been a while since they've won here at the Hill at Scrapper Stadium. But they accomplished both of those here tonight in a huge victory that also helps them start 1-0 in conference play and stay undefeated. Just a great overall start to the year for Arkadelphia.
We are way up in the sky here on the home side in Nashville, and you're getting a good picture, of course, have all throughout the game. We are sorry for some technical problems in the first quarter. That happened because of some internet issues here in the press box. Our equipment was all working properly, and we're glad that the internet issues cleared up. We're able to bring you the game and give you a good picture from about the second quarter on. I tell you what, as we got that cleared up, Arkadelphia cleared up its issues because Nashville scored first tonight with 4:18 left in the first quarter. Hopkins scored on a 3-yard run. The extra point was missed, and it was 6-0 Nashville, but Arkadelphia came back very quickly. A nice drive on its second possession of the night. Witten to Hughes, a 42-yard touchdown pass, a beautiful play. I want to remind people that while you have been able to see the stream tonight, you want to watch the Inside Badger Football show that you host, Chase, and that our coach Trey Shucker comes to the studio at Ouachita to record every Monday, because as we post those, you get to see highlights, and I mean some outstanding highlights. That's going to be one of them. What a beautiful pass play that was, Witten to Hughes, and with the extra point, Arkadelphia took a 7-6 lead and never trailed again in the game.
And you mentioned Inside Badger Football. It's going to be great to see Trey Shucker's intake, Coach Shucker's intake on, or input on that play, taking a look at the breakdown, because he himself had a lot of experience as a quarterback both in high school and college here in the state of Arkansas, and that was just a beautiful connection that really got the Badgers going on offense. You get back-to-back scores. You're up 15-6 at that point. Scrappers don't go away, though. It's another touchdown for Hopkins. That made it 15-12, but then you look at the rest of the game, 34 unanswered for the Badgers.
In fact, right after that touchdown by Hopkins, a kickoff return, touchdown by Hughes, and suddenly, because Arkadelphia has made 2 one-point conversions, and then because of a penalty, they decided to go for 2 points instead of 1 point on another conversion. They made all of those, and 2 missed conversions, 1 blocked, 1 missed by Nashville. Even though it was 3 touchdowns to 2 touchdowns, it was a 10-point lead. And Arkadelphia had that advantage. And then after that, in the second half, really all Arkadelphia.
Just an impressive all-around effort in every facet of the game for the Badgers going down the stretch, as you said, Jeff. This team never gave up, and this is where you see all those tests that you saw early in the season, because looking back at this game, it reminds you a lot of the first road test that the Badgers had this year, and that was at Camden Fairview. You're facing a hostile crowd in a football town. The offense has a couple of weapons at their disposal, particularly a mobile quarterback and a nice set of running backs as well. And, you know, the Badgers faced some similar adversity early, got down early. You know, this Nashville team likes to milk the clock a little bit, but Arkadelphia figured out a way to be efficient, as they did at Camden Fairview, made the most of their limited opportunities, and were able to put up a lot of points on the board, even more than they did last year when they faced Nashville at Badger Stadium.
Everybody knew, of course, that this was a special quarterback, right? Donovan Witten did a great job last year. He's back for his senior year. He had another big night tonight, made some key runs, also some great passes, touchdown passes. He's a senior. Latonio Hughes, a couple of touchdown receptions, a kickoff return for a touchdown. He's a senior. But some of the young Badgers played awfully well also. Kyle Reed, the running back, sophomore, 2 touchdown rushes in the second half. They got some awfully good work from Purifoy as a receiver and as a running back tonight. It's a well-balanced team of some young talent, some veteran senior talent as leadership on this team, and it makes one dangerous football team as we go through the season. Badgers now 4-0, 1-0 in conference play. When we come back, we'll have a statistical report from Jim Rothwell, who is feverishly working to add up all those yards that Arkadelphia had, especially in the second half tonight. And we'll have interviews as Chris Babb is down the field now and is getting ready to interview some of the players and coaches. We'll have that opportunity coming your way here very soon as well. So stay tuned. This is the post-game show sponsored by Blend Luxury Real Estate and our buddy Kerry Garnett. We'll be back after this word.
The Board of Directors at South Central Electric Cooperative believes in the necessity of high-speed internet access in rural South Central Arkansas. South Central Connect was created to fulfill a need other internet providers were not able to provide in our area. South Central Connect, through our local cooperative, brings the necessity of internet service to your house, much like they did electricity in the 1930s. Sign up today at southcentralconnect.net or call 855-269-3429.
Arkadelphia Tire and Outfitters is locally owned and operated by James and Tara Rollins, who were both raised here and continue to be active in our community. Arkadelphia Tire and Outfitters offers a variety of services, from engine and transmission replacements to brakes, front end alignments, tire repair and replacement, and engine diagnosis on most makes and models. Stop by Arkadelphia Tire and Outfitters at 1802 Pine Street or give them a call today at 870-210-5269. Supporting Arkadelphia for years, Arkadelphia Tire and Outfitters says, Go Badgers!
Locally owned and operated, Welch Funeral Home has been serving the Arkadelphia community since 2005. Our goal at Welch Funeral Home is to offer every family that will allow us to serve them the most caring, dignified, professional service at the most affordable price. With over 40 years of experience in the funeral home industry, owner Tim Welch and Welch Funeral Home have also been longtime supporters of the Arkadelphia Badgers and Lady Badgers. Contact Welch Funeral Home at 870-230-1400 or visit them at 202 South 4th Street near downtown Arkadelphia.
We're into the post-game show. Exciting game tonight. If you're an Arkadelphia fan, especially going to be some happy people driving home to Arkadelphia after this ball game. Big visiting crowd, and we know we had a lot of folks watching tonight. We appreciate your support of the Arkadelphia Badgers, and they came through tonight. Arkadelphia 14-9, Nashville 12. I want to say thank you to all of our sponsors. Our sponsor here in the post-game is Kerry Garnett, our buddy from San Diego, and Blend Luxury Real Estate, former Arkadelphia Badger, and Kerry was a state champion quarterback in 1979. Appreciate him. Eccles, Thompson, and Kneebone, a sponsor tonight. Arkadelphia Tire and Outfitters. Southern Bancorp, our sponsor in pregame and halftime. Appreciate Southern Bancorp as always. R&T Dixon Enterprises sponsoring. Blake Bell, the old Arkadelphia Badger, is a sponsor. Blake Bell Wealth. Turner, Rogers, Manning, and Plyler, a sponsor as always. Gary and Rob Rucker, sponsors of Arkadelphia football. Clark County Farm Bureau, Austin Wingfield State Farm, Southwest Sporting Goods, Welch Funeral Home. We had a lot of Welch Funeral Home first downs tonight. Price & Company. We had quite a few Price & Company kickoffs tonight, including one Price & Company kickoff return for a touchdown. Taylor King Law, a sponsor as always. Dairy Queen. So glad to have Dairy Queen in town and as a sponsor for Arkadelphia High School football. Patterson Federal Credit Union, a strong friend of the Arkadelphia Public Schools. Pediatrics Plus. So glad to have Pediatrics Plus as a sponsor, and related to Pediatrics Plus is Rise Counseling. We appreciate their sponsorship as they have joined us as a sponsor in the program and the productions here of Badger football as well. South Central Connect, Java Primo, Sonic, Print Mania, Bats and Signs, all sponsors. We appreciate all of them. We have stats coming now from Jim Rothwell, and Chris Babb has interviews down on the sideline as well. Shall we go to interviews? Let's go to interviews. We're going to have those first, and then we'll go to stats. This is Chris Babb, who went down to the sideline for us. Interviews, post-game. What a win tonight. Arkadelphia 49-12 over Nashville. Let's go down to the sideline where Chris Babb has an opportunity to talk to Arkadelphia's head football coach.
Well, we moved the ball all night. The only thing that stopped us was ourselves here and there. We didn't just get behind the sticks on a few situations, but really overall, I'm really pleased with the execution of our offense. A lot of different players making plays tonight. Latonio had a big night. Kyle Reed had a big night. I don't know their numbers, but I just know that they had big nights, receiving and running. Donovan Witten, our quarterback, had a big night. Also, our O-line did a great job in the pass pro and the run game. I thought they dominated the line of scrimmage all night. Defensively, we did a great job of maintaining the game plan and sticking to our coaching points. Just a big overall win tonight. Very proud of our team. 1-0 in conference. Talk about that defense. Gave up a score on the first drive and not again until late. Great adjustments. Defensive coordinator Chris Kaiser and his defensive coach. Yes, our defensive staff does a great job of preparing our team. Our guys did a great job of in-game adjustments, just maintaining that physical mentality, getting to the ball. We got to the ball all night, did a great job of tackling. They've got some really good players in the backfield over there, so being able to only hold those guys to 14 points is a big testament to our defense. Our defense has done an outstanding job all year, and we continue to do that. Great job overall. All right, Coach, congrats. Thank you. Go Badgers.
That was Arkadelphia head coach Trey Shucker, interviewed by our own Chris Babb down on the sideline. You could tell Coach Shucker quite pleased with his team, quite excited about this win tonight. Anytime you go to Nashville and invoke the mercy rule, what an amazing game. Arkadelphia took control in the second quarter and then really spread that lead until it was a mercy rule game. A 49-12 win over Nashville. Jim, we have seen a lot of Nashville-Arkadelphia games. I don't remember one quite like this before. What a performance by Arkadelphia.
It really was. Great job of balance again between the running, particularly in the second half. Reed came on and did a great job, had some great runs in the second half. Purifoy as well gives a different dimension to them with his speed and quickness and his ability to change directions and hit the hole quickly and be down the field looking at a safety in the face, 15, 16 yards down the field before anybody can touch him. Arkadelphia did end up with 477 yards tonight. Nashville ended up with 338 yards, 235 of it came rushing. As we talked about at halftime, once Arkadelphia got that 3-score lead, you took Nashville completely out of their game. But Perrin did a good job, 12 out of 21, but only 103 yards. His longest pass was the one downfield where the young man ended up catching the ball after getting hit so hard. I think that was about 29 yards or something like that. Nashville's running game, Arkadelphia, after the first quarter and a half maybe, really handled it very well. Perrin ended up with 18 carries for 71 yards. Here's a key one, 23 carries for Hopkins for 78 yards. You hold Hopkins under 100 yards, and none of them were very long. He was picking up maybe 3, 4, 5 yards at a time, but nothing very long of any length there. Then Matthews did come on him toward the end there with 6 carries for 43. So to me, it was Arkadelphia's ability to adjust and stop Nashville's running game, or at least slow it down. You're not going to stop it, but you slow it down, and they were able to keep some key stops. They had the interception, which was a big play as well. Receiving, we had a couple of Menendolo was their primary receiver, a lot of short passes, and primarily they're looking to him as well on that. So just a great job by the Arkadelphia defense and offense both. The defense made the adjustments they needed, and if you can take a team out of what they like to do at some point, you're going to win the ball game. You make them have to do something they're not comfortable doing. Nashville was never able to do that with Arkadelphia. A couple times they tried putting some pressure on Donovan, and they got to him. But if you let him sit back there all day with those receivers and their speed and their quickness, somebody's going to get open real quick. And Coach Zucker mentioned the offensive line doing a great job as well, giving him time to sit back there and look. And so here, this guy's up. Oh, wait, this one's open 10 yards more down the field. That's almost the impression you had at times. So Hughes' big return, to me, was a key thing. It gave Arkadelphia that momentum. It switched the momentum of the game right there, because Arkadelphia then took control from that point on.
I think you're exactly right. That came after, of course, the Nashville touchdown. Long drive for Nashville, hard work. They scored a touchdown, and then on the kickoff return, they lost that advantage, and Arkadelphia really, as you said, took over from that point on in the first half and all throughout the second half of action. So Witten, as you said, 15 for 22. Maybe his best night percentage-wise, but he also threw long passes complete. If as you said, if they didn't come after him and get to him, he was going to throw a complete pass. And as they blitzed a lot, you've got the advantage of knowing that and being able to take care of that with some short plays and some draw plays.
And with his ability to run, too.
Exactly. It was a really wise game plan by Arkadelphia. They were ready for whatever Nashville threw at them. And let's make this clear, Jim. This is not a weak Nashville team.
No.
They have some strength. They have a very fine quarterback. They have a very fine running back. And they were able to get yardage in the first half. But Arkadelphia simply outmanned them at too many positions, and they eventually just could not continue to make yards and at the same time could not stop the Badgers.
It's not the typical Nashville team that in the past dominated the line of scrimmage both offensively and defensively. And that's sort of what we've seen the last 2 years from Nashville. They don't have those linemen that can dominate the line of scrimmage that we were used to in the past.
I think we'll see Nashville win some games, though, and be a threat to go at least a little ways in the playoffs, and they might do an Arkadelphia Badger favor by upsetting one of the teams they are yet to play, like perhaps Ashdown, perhaps Malvern. But Arkadelphia might be a team that just doesn't need any favors. I mean, this team looks really dominant right now.
From about the middle of the second quarter on, you can't play much better offensively and defensively as a whole. I mean, you're going to have some breakdowns. You're going to give up some runs, but played a very solid game, and there are really no weaknesses. They're good in the kicking game, returns especially. If you kick it to either one, Purifoy or Hughes, you better watch out because you may be looking at them in the end zone and the other end real soon, real quick.
Some great speed and some really dynamic players because they work so hard at being good football players.
Yes, they do, and you can tell that. If we were walking in over here and going up the elevator, I could see several of them at the back encouraging some of those that were coming in at the end, particularly Donovan Whitten, that leadership that he gives.
Right.
Willing to take that hit if he needs to get that first down. And so great leadership from several of the players there.
Jim, I want to thank you so much for your stat work, for your commentary, for your companionship all these years on the broadcast. I tell you what, we'll take one more break for 1 minute. When we come back, we'll talk about offensive and defensive players of the game. We'll wrap it up, and we'll talk about action coming very, very soon as these Badgers will return home. We'll be back after this.
Bryson Company Insurance is the area's only trusted choice independent insurance agency. What is that, you might ask? An independent insurance agency works for you, the customer, and not the insurance companies. So the next time you're shopping for home, auto, business, life, or health insurance, we invite you to experience an unprecedented level of customer service and expertise. Call or click for a quote today.
This is Jeff Root. With me is Chris Babb. Now, Chris, thank you for going down to the field. It's not a short trip down there. You got down there and back very quickly. We appreciate that. And it's been a good night for a Badger.
It is. Coach Shucker talked to you. I think you guys mentioned it in the fourth quarter. A slow start. It was the line when you said, if you'd have told me earlier when this game was 6-0, it ended up being 49-12.
Right.
I told you crazy. The Texarkana was the same way. Slow start. Arkadelphia exploded, and we've seen in a couple of games when they get going, they really get going. I think you nailed it Jim nailed it when that touchdown return from Latonio Hughes.
Yeah.
After Nashville made it a one-possession game, right before halftime, Arkadelphia was able to go score, which was big, and that kind of was, the separating factor.
At the beginning of the game, there were breaks going against the Badgers. Arkadelphia got the ball first. Carter Babb scored a touchdown, but it got called back because a teammate was in motion on the play. They wind up turning it over on downs on that possession, and then Nashville went to a long drive and scored a touchdown to take the lead. But Arkadelphia didn't seem worried at all after that. This is a very confident team.
It is. You don't get too high, don't get too low, and they didn't. They kept pressing and making things happen and putting pressure on Nashville, and it ended up working out.
Let's talk about players of the game then. Offensively, some players to choose from. Another big night from Whitten. Look at this. He passed for 301 yards on 15 completions. Just an amazing night. But then you've got some great work by a number of players. Hughes, of course, with 2 huge pass receptions for touchdowns. And then you've got good work for a number of players. Babb with 7 catches, 61 yards. You got 3 catches for Bailey, 86 yards. Purifoy had 2 big plays, 57 yards reception. A lot of players doing good work. Campbell also had a reception for 10 yards. A lot of choices when you're going to throw the ball, and everybody seems to be capable of making a big play. What's your thought, offensive player of the game?
I almost, only had the 2 catches. I think he maybe had more than 2 because he had a couple across the middle. But Latonio Hughes with the big touchdowns. He also got behind the defense on a ball that was a little bit underthrown by about 6 inches. And then you got to throw that kickoff return somewhere in there. So I think I might go with Latonio Hughes.
I'm thinking your direction exactly because the kickoff return is such an important play in the game. It's not a reception, but it's an important play of the game. And it might not be your classic offensive play, but it's a touchdown, Arkadelphia, and it is Hughes who made it happen. A beautiful sprint to the end zone, and he really read the defenders well to get there. He broke a tackle, in fact, in order to break free and get down the field for that touchdown. Our offensive player of the night is Latonio Hughes. What about a defensive player of the night? These are guys that gave up a touchdown on the first possession for Nashville, gave up a touchdown in the second quarter, and gave up nothing after that.
Yeah, and it's very similar. I almost have to go with Nick Williams. There are several defensive line. We heard Marvion Berry's name several times. We do every week. almost like Nick Williams. You have the interception, but then you also have a block extra point, and that's the
Right.
second time he's come around the edge and done that. We saw the big hit across the middle, the clean hit, which hats off to that young man for holding on to the ball. Lost his helmet. It flew back 10 yards, but may have to go with Nick Williams.
And I'd say hats off to the officials because from a distance, that looks like a targeting hit because it's such a ferocious hit. But clearly you could tell that it was a hit to the chest with the shoulder. That's a legal hit.
Yeah.
It was just well-timed by Williams. A good job of hanging on to the football, as you said. But a ferocious hit, big hit of the year, I would say.
Yeah.
And at the same time, that's not all that he contributed. The interception to stop a drive deep in Arkadelphia territory, that's a big play. And, of course, he's also preventing some passes by covering well in the secondary. I'm with you. Nick Williams is the defensive player of the game. Latonio Hughes, the offensive player of the game. Wrap up this for us, Chris, by talking about what this means for Arkadelphia football, moving to 4-0 in an impressive fashion tonight against a good team in Nashville.
Well, it moves you to 1-0 in conference, but they'll also have 2 more times where they have to play coming off of a bye week or an open week.
Right.
And so now you have that routine and rhythm. You came out and you were able to shake off some of the rust. I had a couple of thoughts of that early, like, they didn't look clicking. They've been off for 2 weeks. That's going to happen twice more the rest of the season. So ultimately you start 1-0, which is what you have to do in conference as you're trying to move towards the playoffs, and you get to set up a big homecoming week, the first game on the field. Coach Shucker, in his post-game talk with the team right there at the end was saying, hey, enjoy it. We're 1-0. Let's have a big homecoming week and get back out there on the first varsity game on the new field. Junior high's played twice, and the Pee Wee team has played. But now the Badgers get to open it up Friday night.
Well, I tell you what, Chris, let's do a real short here, just end it with a preview of Mina. This is a team that has had its ups and downs in recent years and this year, but it's a team that I have learned not to underestimate because I distinctly remember a playoff game in which they came to Arkadelphia and pulled a big upset. So not that I'm predicting that will happen again,
but thanks for the memory.
I'm just saying that's a reason that I don't ever underestimate Mina. They're going to come and they're going to be excited to play the Badgers.
Yeah, Craig Bentley, coach at Mina, played at Mina, and the Bearcats will be ready. The Badgers will have to, and as in every week, you're going to have to come out and really set the tone early. And I think if you can set the tone early, you might be all right.
Thank you, Chris Babb. Our offensive player of the game is Latonio Hughes. Defensive player of the game is Williams. What a game Nick Williams had and Latonio Hughes, plus all the other Badgers we just mentioned. Donovan Witten, again, another 300-yard game on only 15 completions. What a job he did as well. Arkadelphia got this win tonight, and we'll be with you next week. We want you to tune in. It is Mina. It is homecoming. We're going to interview the homecoming queen, maid of honor, as usual at halftime. We're going to have another presentation of the Arkadelphia High School Band, which was awesome tonight. And we're going to be able to bring you an exciting football game as Arkadelphia will try to go to 5-0 on the season and 2-0 in conference play. It's been an exciting night here in Nashville, and our final score was Arkadelphia 49, Nashville 12. Okay.
The Badgers are 4-0 and halfway through the regular season. That's kind of weird, too.
Well, that's true also. Yeah. So, Mary Kate, tell Abby Daddy's on his way home.